everybody. Happy New Year. Merry New Year. Hope everyone had a lovely night last night. I went straight to bed. I went straight to bed. Um, I woke up this morning and I just checked the TL, kind of like I do every morning. And I saw something about two players being disgruntled and gone off the Shirley Temples. You and Embiid. uh Bro, and I woke up this morning and I saw a video or a tweet from Alchemy, and Alchemy was like, Steph and Clay were disgruntled. Yeah, it wasn't Steph and Clay. I can tell you that. That's not who we're hearing. Nah, it's not Steph, bro. It's not. It's not Steph. But one of them is Klay Thompson, though. One of them is Klay Thompson. Um, People can talk about Jordan Poole all they want, and listen, Jordan did some stuff to you know, Jordan did some stuff. Yeah, Jordan did some immature stuff, but you know, I can't necessarily put things on Jordan. Jordan is 20, how old is he? 21, 22 years old. I can't put I can't expect, a 21-year-old to act to be like the biggest person in the room, the more mature person in the room. I can't have those expectations. I don't know that anyone is necessarily the cancer. I am Warriors. It's not a cancer thing per se. It's not one person, but I will say this. Um, I've always said this about, star players and you know, guys who star players and guys who take the most shots, make the most money, get the most shine. Have you ever noticed that the guys who take the most shots, get the most shine, T dot, Happy New Year, who take the most shots and all of that, have you ever noticed those guys don't really say that much? You know, they really don't do that much talking. I mean, think about it. How much talking do you see a frontline guy does? Like, and I'm not talking about like a recently minted guy who just made first team All NBA. I'm talking about like the guys who've had the spotlight on them for like 5, 10 years. Really don't see those guys say a lot. You know, the guys that when you turn on first take in the morning, those guys are being talked about. You turn on ESPN, those guys are being talked about. The Steph, the KDs, the LeBrons, like those guys, right? Like you really don't see those guys do a lot of talking like that. They really don't. Like they usually stay pretty measured, and they have to stay measured. You know what I'm saying? Because the minute they say one thing, the minute they throw out a tweet or whatever, it's all over social media and all of that. So those guys are pretty reserved in terms of making promises and, and not backing anything up. They always just let their play do the talking. But I will say this. You see the supporting guys, those are the ones that always do the talking. Always. Those guys always do the talking, man. Always do the talking. And they always do the talking because, you know, um, they're not the ones that typically get called to the carpet. They never are. And you know what I'm saying? They never are. Do you ever see Steph Curry coming out and talking about top 10 lists and this and that and the other? He never does that. You have to drag that shit out of him. You know what I'm saying? Like you have to drag that answer out of him. And you know, you got somebody getting on the top 75 and all of this stuff, you know. Guys get on the top 75 and or don't get on the top 75. It's always they're loud about it. You know what I'm saying? Extremely loud about it. Making a big deal about it, pointing at rings and all of this stuff. I mean, it's always the other guy. You know, I think um I think the reason why Klay Thompson has gotten so much criticism since he's gotten back, a part of it is that he's been so loud about it. He's never typically been that loud about it, but he's been loud about it since he's got back. I look at I look at the top 75 list thing, and he was loud about that. And the loudest one is when we were down big, and Klay Thompson was pointing at four rings. You know what I'm saying? And then he got clowned for that. Like, bro, just relax, man. We're getting our ass beat. Why the hell are you pointing at four rings for? Shit like that. All, always the others that are the loudest. All, always the others that are the damn loudest. And I love Clay, but when he did that, I was just annoyed because we're just getting our ass beat. Devin Booker was working him, and we're hearing about, and you're pointing at rings. I'm like, couldn't been, you know, was just ridiculous. Um, Diamante, you're right. The secondhand embarrassment is what got me because I was secondhand embarrassed by that. I really, really was. I was like, what the hell is this thing? I was really embarrassed by that. And I was just looking at it and I was like, did you really have to do that, bro? Did you really, really have to do that? And I was just annoyed by that. Me personally, I was just annoyed by it. And I was like, what the hell are we doing here? And we start off and Booker was just there and he was just you know, after the game, Booker was like, "Oh, he does have four rings," and he was saying it with a smile. Jack, what up? Happy New Year. Booker was just saying it with a smile, and he was just like, "Yeah, he has four rings," knowing that he just absolutely just worked Clay. You know what I'm saying? And Clay he came out of camp out of shape and all of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? And they had to work him back in and all of this stuff. He missed the entire preseason. Comes into the season, and he has to work himself. That's the first time I've ever seen that happen. And if you got a contract coming up, and you are coming in out of shape, you just averaged 19 or whatever in the finals or in the playoffs, and you come back in out of shape, like, come on, man. You know, And then every time he's just up and down, up and down, up and down, and it was just unfortunate. It was really, really unfortunate what he did, you know what I'm saying? And he just you know, I don't know. The Clay thing always I always found peculiar. Right? So he comes back into the year and he's like, all right, cool. What am I just works himself back into shape. The stands are making all types of excuses for him, but owners they're looking at him like, oh, you want a new contract, but you're coming, you know what I'm saying? And Lacob said that shit, you know what I'm saying? And you know, the loudest guys in the room, man, are always the others. And then uh even before that, Jordan Poole was playing his ass off. Jordan Poole is up for a contract. And then it turned into young guy against old guy. But management is the one that created that. Management created that dynamic, management created the dynamic of young guy versus old guy because they had like the whole two timeline project or whatever, right? That kind of failed miserably, right? Um, and we got there and we're talking about the two timeline thing and all of this stuff. And then Jordan is starting, he's playing pretty well. Um, and then Clay comes back. Somebody asked me last night we would have if we would have been okay with Jordan making a title run. I think we would have. I think we would have been all right if Clay never came back. You know, um, bro, we started 18-2 that year. Clay, Jordan. I think Jordan was putting up comparable numbers, and it's not like Clay was providing anything that Jordan wasn't providing. Matter of fact, yeah, he's a better shooter, but Jordan was like putting the ball on the floor, and he added a dynamic that we n- we didn't have since KD in terms of offensively about breaking the defense down. Clay, his thing is like movement and gravity and all of that shit. You know what I'm saying? And um, he's adding movement, he's adding gravity and all of that stuff. That's cool, but that's not beating the defense. You know what I'm saying? Adds the spacing, all of that stuff. That's cool. But, you know, Klay Thompson came back in, elbowed his way in basically, right? And I really wasn't saying this on the spaces because I didn't want to, bro. I started to realize the power that the spaces had. You know what I'm saying? Like people were tapping in and all of that stuff. But I didn't want to create any type of controversy. You know what I'm saying? So if I don't hear it from like the reporter dudes, I'm not I'm not saying shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm really not gonna say shit because, I think I have a certain responsibility, to the team and to not create any un any undue mess, you know what I'm saying? Any undue controversy. So I'm keeping my mouth shut. But I'm hearing from I was hearing from multiple people that there were locker room issues. And, one person was super vague about it. And then as time went on, other people were telling me, like, yep, there's some issues there. Because one dude is averaging damn near 20. He's playing pretty well. This dude comes back in 2 years of basketball, demands a starting spot back. You know what I'm saying? I thought that was weird at the time. You're playing limited minutes. You're jacking up crazy ass shots. And and um and you're doing it in limited minutes. Clay was trying to average 20 points in 20 minutes. because that's what he was limited to. Again, he was trying to average 20 points in 20 minutes. And right off the bat, we saw it. We saw where the team changed. We saw where the team changed real time. You know what I'm saying? Now the team is playing 500 ball. A part of that was because Draymond was out. You know what I'm saying? Draymond was out and all of that. So now they're playing 500 ball. And we get to when Draymond comes back. So Draymond comes back, then Steph Curry gets hurt. You know what I'm saying? And the whole team was in flux at that point. You know, they're like, oh shit, Steph is hurt. They don't have any time, yada, yada, yada. The core three hasn't played on the court in so long, this, that, and the other, right? So they didn't play together until game 1 of the 2022 first round. So I went to that game. I flew in for that game. Game 1, first playoff game at Chase. You know what I'm saying? And I was there, and something peculiar happened. You know, Steph Curry was out for a little bit. He was out for about 4 weeks, something like that, almost 4 weeks. And then Steph Curry comes off the bench. You understand what I'm saying? Steph Curry comes off of the bench. Let me say that again. Steph Curry comes off the bench. Listen to how crazy that sounds. Why does Steph Curry need to come off the bench? So he comes in. So Jordan, that game, has a great game. You know what I'm saying? Great playoff debut. He's making these crazy ass shots. He's confident, all of that stuff. Steph, I think that game I had like 15 points, something like that, right? Um, then the next game now, something peculiar happens again. He comes off of the bench again. You know what I'm saying? Comes off of the bench again. Great. Steph has a great game. They win the game. They go up 2-0. And then game 3, Steph comes off of the bench again. They win that game. Game 4, they lose, right? So they're keeping this going. Steph is just out there and whatever. So they lose. Steph is like, fuck this. I'm gonna close this shit out, right? So then they tried to start this three-guard lineup where it was Steph, Clay, Jordan Poole, right? Denver just annihilated that small guard lineup. Because essentially you had two guys in there that are just absolute cones at this point. And that was Jordan and Clay. So they're in there or whatever, and they do the thing, and they're just there. So we win the Denver series, you know what I'm saying? And the more and more they win, you know. But Steph said something peculiar in the middle of that series. Steph is like, it doesn't matter if you start or finish. I think I demonstrated that. And he was averaging like fucking 30 points off the bench. You know what I'm saying? And he and by the way, when you come off of the bench, it does hurt your stats. You know what I'm saying? Didn't hurt Steph's stats though. Comes off of the bench, and he made a really interesting statement. He was like, it doesn't matter if you start or whatever. It just matters if you finish, how you finish. That's the key to it. He's like, starting is overrated. That's essentially what he's saying. And right then and there, he was setting an example. You know, one guy is dead fast about not coming off of the bench, getting his spot taken. You know what I'm saying? And I will say this: Clay would have never gotten his spot taken. You know, because as much as we can say this and as much as we can say that, as much as we can say this and as much as we can say that, you know, Clay does provide spacing. He does provide gravity, all of that stuff. He still does that stuff, right? Problem with him is that he's not doing much else. You know, he's not playing defense like he used to. He's not rebounding. I think that's clear. Um, and he's compromised like that, right? So the thing that he provides is spacing. He provides gravity and all of that, right? But what I will say is that you see the shit that the Clay stands doing the TL, where they're like, "Oh, he can have 3 points. Um, he he can have 3 points," and you're talking about gravity. Are you fucking kidding me? Are you fucking kidding me? How can you have 3 points? 3 points, but you're talking about gravity. Seriously, they have three points. You have a 3 points, and motherfuckers talking about gravity. 3 points, and we're down 20, and people are talking about gravity. Think about that. 3 points, and people are talking about gravity. That's wild, man. I don't know where Sam is. Add him right now and see if he'll hop in Milkman or Bizarro Sam. All right, so Clay, we win the title or whatever, and I am expecting, the chemistry looks great, all of this stuff, and I am expecting these dudes to be in tip top, and I'm tip top form. You know what I'm saying? And I expect Clay to go into the summer and just attack it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I won a title, this right, and I'm just gonna attack it. This dude pretty much takes the summer off, couldn't play pickup, this all this other shit, right? Um, and they have to get Clay conditioned. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, cool. So he gets in there, or whatever, and he's conditioned, I guess. And he comes back, starts the first one. And I'm like, okay, Clay, what's going on here, Clay? What's going on here, Clay? So, anyways, then we start to notice that him and Jordan Poole are riffing now. You know what I'm saying? Jordan Poole is complaining about coming off the bench and all of this stuff. So much so where Jordan Poole's trainer is coming into spaces, right? Mark Edwards used to come into the spaces. He don't fuck with us anymore, but that's fine. I don't give a shit. Add value anyway. Comes into the spaces and and he's talking about Jordan. And he's saying that Jordan should start, you know, need a rhythm, all of this shit. You know what I'm saying? And there's this competition between him and Klay Thompson, man. Just a competition. Anyways, Steph Curry gets injured at some point last season. It's Jordan and Klay. Now, nobody cared. You know what I'm saying? Like, now they're getting all the touches that they want, right? We win some games or whatever. Klay is comfortable again. He's getting to jack up shots like no other. You know what I'm saying? And Shadow'll be back soon enough. Right? So Jordan is out there and they're both comfortable or whatever. But at the same time, we're still up and down, up and down, up and down, up and down. You know what I'm saying? We're still up and down. So we're up and down, and we start the playoffs and all of that. Jordan proceeds to have one of the worst playoff performances, playoff run that we've seen. You know what I'm saying? Everything was Steph is telling people it's either you're on the bus or you're not on the bus, all types of shit. And Jordan was disgruntled. Here we're hearing Kaminga is disgruntled. All types of shit about being disgruntled. Kaminga ain't even playing. None of that. You know what I'm saying? And Kaminga goes into the summer, and he's just working his ass off or whatever. He's doing everything that he did. Clay said he's about to have like the best summer and all of this shit. You know, um, Jordan Jordan gets traded. You know what I'm saying? So it clears the runway for Clay. So essentially, they traded away Jordan Poole. You know, young guys are complaining. Let's just trade away Jordan Poole, right? And they bring Chris Paul in. Chris Paul just comes in, and they're doing the thing or whatever. So Clay is getting ready for the season. He's getting prepped. He's doing all of this stuff, right? Um, Clay is there, but Shadow hits us up, and Shadow comes on, and Shadow is like being real cryptic, and he's saying what's going on with Clay's deal? Why isn't Clay signing? And me and Shadow didn't talk at that time. We didn't talk about the thing, and he just comes up out of nowhere, and he's like, "Well, why isn't Clay signing?" So Clay's about to hit free agency, right? And out of everything, I just found it weird that Shadow was just like, "Yeah, Clay signed a deal." And I talked to him, and he's pretty much was like, "Yo, these negotiations are not going well." And I'm like, "Negotiations? They're negotiating Clay's contract already?" He's like, "Yeah, and it's not going well because the expectation was that you trade away Jordan Poole, and Clay comes in, sign your deal. We traded away the guy for we. This was said, but it wasn't said. If you get what I'm saying. So um, they traded away Jordan, and they gave Klay Thompson all this leeway. And what was happening was that they were expecting Clay to come up off the thing and just help this thing rolling, right? This man didn't sign the deal. Did not sign the deal, right? This man wanted 4 years, 100 and something million, like 168, something crazy like that. So, you know, 4 years, 168 divided by four, that's $42 million. So he pretty much wants the same money that he got before. You know what I'm saying? No, there's no fucking way that's gonna happen, bro. One, they have a second apron looming, a first apron, all of that shit. And Klay Thompson, let's be frank, he's not the same player that he was. You know what I'm saying? Not the same player that he was. Joe Lacob is fucking annoyed now because he just traded away Jordan Poole, right? And he's leaned into the core shit, right? So, he's annoyed now because he has the player that he wanted or whatever. And now that player is playing fucking hardball. You know what I'm saying? So he's annoyed now. So annoyed that you hear him come into these interviews and now he's saying shit like, well, I think the guys are going to be better this year because they actually came into camp in shape this year around. And you hear shit like that and you're like, oh, when have you ever heard an owner come in and say that? Poignant. You know what I'm saying? So he's throwing shots now and he's pissed and he's still pissed. Right. And Shadow is saying this stuff, and nobody ain't talking about that shit at that point. You know what I'm saying? And nobody ain't saying a word. But Shadow is like, yo, Clay signed a deal. Clay signed a deal. Hashtag it, Clay signed a deal. So much so where we had bozos on the timeline saying, these dudes are over there, blah, blah, blah. They're just talking. Bro, meanwhile, Shadow was saying that 3 months prior to that, 2 months prior to that. Shadow was saying this shit in May. He was saying this shit in June. He was saying this shit in free agency. Shadow's been saying that shit for a long ass time. You know what I'm saying? Now all of a sudden, you hear Stephen A talking about it. You know what I'm saying? Stephen A don't ask no questions at no press conference. People, Stephen A has a massive platform. They go to Stephen A. Just like how I have a smaller platform, people come to me. Same shit. You know what I'm saying? Same fucking thing, bro. Different scales, but it's the same concept. People tell me shit all the time. You know what I'm saying? Um, and that's pretty much what it is. People come to us and tell us shit all the time. Let me say this, bro. People come to us and say shit all the time. Sometimes I curate the shit and I'm like, let me and I think about it and I think about ways that I can weave it sometimes, right? Because a weird thing that people do is that we'll say something and people act like we didn't say it. You know what I'm saying? They act like we just made it up out of thin air. So I kind of hold on to some stuff for sure. Right? So but you can't deny how long we've been saying this shit, bro. It's been a problem, right? So fast forward to yesterday now, or plus minus releases a pod, and they're talking about players being disgruntled. And they're like, I think you know who the two players are. One of them is Klay Thompson, man. I'm telling you, he's been pouting around all season long. You know what I'm saying? But another interesting one is Jonathan Kaminga. They say it's Steph Curry, but it's actually Kaminga. It's actually Kaminga and Clay. Um, People say it's Steph and Clay. It's not Steph and Clay, bro. Steph is trying to hold this shit together with fucking duct tape, bro. Um, Somebody hit me up yesterday because again, people come to me with shit all the time, and sometimes I have to determine if it's bullshit or not. You know what I'm saying? This person though, they don't say shit to me much, but when they do, it is interesting, right? It's always an interesting dynamic, right? So this person, they're the person that came to me that one time and said, "Yo, start spaces. Jordan Poole just got punched. They're about to release it right before, bro." I started spaces 10, like 15 minutes before that Woj shit hit, or the sham shit hit, and people were like, "Oh my God, how did you know? Why did I know that?" Because people fucking come to us, bro. they come to us. They come to us and shit, and I'm saying shit, right? So same person, and they've been telling me stuff for years, just years. Um, we've been sharing information essentially, and they came to me and they said, "JK was about to shower, bro. I got out of the shower. You know what I'm saying? I got out of the shower, dog, and I was like, "Yo, something just happened." Right? So then um you know JK now, JK has always have had ambitions, you know what I'm saying? And we killed Jim Parker, whatever. Jim is a controversial dude for many reasons, but one of the reasons why he doesn't want JK is because he thinks JK's ambitions, you know are gonna get in into the way of things, you know what I'm saying? Somebody, the same person hit me up yesterday, and they said that he's hearing some stuff, and JK thinks the offense should be ran through him. You know, it should be ran through Steph. JK doesn't think so. So that's the type of shit that JK is on. You know what I'm saying? So that's what we're hearing. That's what this person said to me. So I was like, oh, that's interesting. You know what I'm saying? So immediately I'm like, oh, we got to trade this dude, man. Like, he thinks it's him. No, nah, bro, it's not you. I mean, you know, right? So he needs to get it, man. But at the same time, I get JK's dilemma. You know what I'm saying? He's a lottery pick. There's no space to really give him his money, right? So that's why I told y'all like a few weeks ago. I'm like, I think JK is gone in the summer. You know, I think he's gone in the summer. Yeah. After his comments about no one can guard him without the ball, he had 6 turnovers. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Bro, but these young guys, man, I mean, um, they're delusional. You know what I'm saying? And in some sense, you have to be delusional to get to the league. You know what I'm saying? Like, look where he's coming from, bro. You have to have like a certain level of self belief. You know what I'm saying? And you have to be delusional, right? So you're saying Africans are stubborn? Jamaicans are stubborn too. You know what I'm saying? Like Jamaicans and Africans are cousins. You know what I'm saying? Like
That's a
they pretty
fact,
much
man.
have the same thing, bro.
That's a fact, Urkel.
You know what I'm saying? Bruce, are you stubborn?
I'm working on it, dog. I'm working on it.
Bro, I'm stubborn. I'm headstrong, dog. Bro, like Jamaicans are the most machismo motherfuckers ever, bro. So I completely understand it. You know what I'm saying? I completely understand it. I'm the same way too. You know what I'm saying? Like, like you see how people try to talk to me on the TL, bro, and I don't let that shit fly. You know what I'm saying, Bruce? You know what I'm saying? Somebody was going at you last night, and you just went at their necks immediately. We don't let shit fly, dog. We don't let shit fly, man. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of why I've gotten into trouble over the years. We don't let shit like that fly. Come on, dog. Never. You know what I'm saying? We don't let shit fly, man. We got pride, we got ego. You know what I'm saying? So it affects all of us. You know what I'm saying? It affects all of us. So I understand JK's dilemma. I get JK's dilemma. I really get JK's dilemma. Right? So JK is there and he's doing his thing or whatever. And it's cool, JK is fine. But I think that's going to be a problem going forward because this man is expecting to get signed to a contract, and I'm not sure that he will. So he's probably going to have to be traded at some point, or they're going to have to trade someone. Um, they're probably going to have to trade someone because the thing about Kaminga is that I don't think Kaminga is good enough where they're going to have to, where they can punt on one of the guys and give him his money. You know what I'm saying? People try to target Andrew Wiggins, right? He's not better than Andrew Wiggins, especially defending. You know what I'm saying? He's just not better, right? So if he was better than Wiggins, by all means trade him and do that stuff. But why can't we have the two of them on the court? The reason why we can't have two of them on the court is because there's holes in both of their games. You know, And I think Wiggins is as bad as Wiggins is playing, I think he's more scalable than Jonathan is. You know what I'm saying? We've seen it. I think his ability to play with Steph and Clay is more scalable than Kaminga is. I think it's pretty obvious, right? So that's what the dilemma is, right? So people are trying to trade away Wiggins again, even though Wiggins is coming off the bench, he's doing this and he's doing that. And Wiggins is the only player, he is the only player that I've seen outside of Steph that's come off of the bench and has been a good sport about it. You know what I'm saying? No one else. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what the issue is that there's these spots or whatever, and people, you know, they see the money situation. They understand what it is. right? And, it's created this dynamic, right? So that's the situation that we're in right now. And now we're hearing people are disgruntled. You see, all season long, we're losing these games in a gut wrenching way. All season long, we're losing the games in the most the most gut wrenching form ever. And then we get to a situation, and we're looking at Wiggs, we're looking at Kaminga, we're looking at Clay, right? And none of these guys are really playing up to par. You know what I'm saying? We're struggling, but these last two games, we've just been absolutely blown out. You know what I'm saying? And it looks like guys weren't trying and all of this stuff, right? And then you have the Draymond Green thing looming and all of that stuff, right? And I don't get what Kaminga's crying about. He's starting for fuck's sake. You know what I'm saying? Kaminga's starting. Um, I don't get what Clay is crying about because Clay is starting. He's never not started, right? He, matter of fact, people go above and beyond to cater to Clay. You can see it, bro. Like everyone is like, you know, he's like, and then he gets critique for not playing well, and then he sits there and he pouts. You know what I'm saying? Like he comes in here, he goes on spaces, and he's just crying. You know what I'm saying? Like stop the fucking crying, bro, and play better. You know what I'm saying? Just play better. We ain't trying to hear no excuses, man, because you gave up your right with the excuses. You know what I'm saying? I don't see how you can get 2 years. You missed 2 years of basketball with two of the more serious injuries, and you got to climb your way back. You know what I'm saying? You're climbing your way back, and another guy's in front of you, and you bump your way in. You know what I'm saying? I'm into that starting lineup, even though you're playing limited minutes. That guy don't have to play limited minutes. You know what I'm saying? And they're trying to ease you back in because you've missed 2 years of basketball. You get your spot back, all of that stuff, right? Guys playing well. Guys averaging damn near 20. You know what I'm saying? And the team is winning. Bring Clay back in, and it's like, oh, cool. No problem. Get your spot back. You know, told Clay to come off the bench. Clay was like, fuck you, Steve Kerr. I, I'm not doing that. You promised me my spot. That's what it is, man. I mean, if we don't win, and I still think they can win, if we don't win shit going forward, it's going to be because of chemistry issues. It won't be because they're not good enough. It's going to be because of chemistry issues. Young guy versus old guy. That's pretty much the problem here. Young guy versus old guy. Steph Curry has enabled a lot of this because he has extended this dynasty. Steph Curry, brick by brick, with his bare hands, has extended this dynasty, right? So because you have these guys, this is why I get annoyed. This is why I get annoyed when people say, Steph, Clay, and Draymond and lump them in like they're just one thing, like they're one entity. They're not one fucking entity, bro. They're not. You know what I'm saying? They're not one entity. And that's why I get annoyed, right? Like I get annoyed because they're lumped into one entity. How can they be lumped into one entity? They should never be lumped into one entity. And that is the problem. They're lumped into one entity. Brick upon brick. That's what Steph Curry did. Like, think about it. Steph in 2020 was given the shittiest roster. Comes into the season, breaks his hand. right? Has nerve damage in his hand, for fuck's sake, right? Misses all this time, comes back in around February, breaks his hand in October, comes back in February. And people are like, it's only a broken hand. This man had like, nerve damage and shit in his hand. You know what I'm saying? Think about that. The greatest shooter ever, a guy that relies on touch, now has nerve damage in his hand, and things look bleak. You understand what I'm saying? Things just look bleak. We get a lottery pick and all of this shit. Then COVID happens. All types of shit happens during that time. You know what I'm saying? Comes back in 2021 and was just given like a ultra mid roster. But it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Klay Thompson is out, salary cap stuff or whatever. They get a lottery pick. The lottery pick is a lottery pick, but he's still a rookie, you know. And we come into the season, right? We come into the season and now we're here. And we finished that season just a we're playing 500 ball. And then we finished the season 15 and 5. The last 20 games, we win 15 games. They go on a run. You know what I'm saying? And they go on this run and they just look spectacular. They just look absolutely spectacular. And then they didn't make the playoffs that year, but then they took that formula that they just went 15 and 5 in, added three minimum guys, and then they went on to win the title. You know what I'm saying? Now they're trying to win another title with the same formula. That formula cannot work because that formula requires teamwork, sacrifice, and dedication, right? So when you have guys that are not sacrificing and they're trying to get their own, now we have a problem. Now you have guys bitching about contracts, you know, trying to get the most money possible, this, that, and the other. People are looking at them like, what the fuck, right? And this is my problem when no one is pointing out what Draymond is doing and what he's doing to this team, and when no one is going to point out what Klay Thompson is doing because Steph held this shit up. Because let me tell you something: if Steph Curry doesn't make that run in 2021, people are getting traded. You understand what I'm saying? They can't trade Steph Curry because when Steph Curry is not there, the resale price of a ticket all of a sudden goes from like where I sit, those are like $400 or $500 tickets, right? Down to like those tickets being like $100, right? That's what Steph Curry is worth. You know what I'm saying? He makes that kind of like he makes the building that kind of money. So they ain't really looking to trade him. You know what I'm saying? Because he's still productive and he puts butts in the seats. You know what I'm saying? When Steph is not playing, people don't go to the games that all like that. You know what I'm saying? That's just what it is, right? So again, we have to we have to analyze that. We have to really look at that, and we really have to analyze that. You know, um, who are the guys, right? If Steph Curry doesn't do what he did, this team is not winning a championship, and it's not assembled the way it is, right? If he doesn't make that run, that 15 and 5 run, probably the most important stretch in Warrior basketball history, because the shit would have been over, because management would have went a whole other direction. Steph was like, nah, not on my watch. This ain't going down like that. Man averages 40. And they're like, oh, now Bob Myers is saying shit like, oh, I didn't know he could still do that. I didn't know he was capable of that. Bob Myers, Steph Curry literally just won you 4 championships. And that's what you're thinking? So you're telling me that people in the building thought what dumbasses on Twitter thought? Are you fucking kidding me? That's the GM, bro. The GM said that. The GM said we didn't think he was capable of that. The motherfucking GM said that. Leo, the GM
I know,
said
Argil.
that.
I know. I was listening to you. Yes, man.
The GM said that,
You,
bro.
no, everyone said that, they did not expect the team to win the chip. I mean, that's something blatantly you are admitting in front of the whole world. And that shows you that, you're trusting this guy. To be very honest with you, this is, what I'm watching. I'm watching 2019 Barcelona right in front of me,
Yeah.
where they wasted prime Lionel Messi's career. That time we were watching, I mean, we were winning the games based on offense, not on defense. And
Yeah.
that one night, the offense did not work, the Liverpool Anfield happened. That man was on a mission to win treble by himself. You know, Uncle, what is the, I mean, what the reason why I love Steph Curry is he backs what he says. After that 2021 run, he said, "You don't want to see us next year." And what he does, he wins the fucking chip. He wins the chip against the number one defense in the NBA. He dodged them left and right. That's what he did. And what the management, did the next year, like that was not a championship roster. Like there are few like
Hmm.
Steve Kerr himself. He picked up Jermichael Green. Jermichael Green, in the press conference said he was chilling, and Steve Kerr called him and told him, you are part of our plan and all that bullshit. And what he does with him, he barely uses that man. And then later on says, I'm not justifying, to Jermichael Green and his lineup and all that shit. I mean, it is frustrating. Uncle, I wake up 4:30 a.m., 5:30 a.m. to watch the game, and the entire day, like my girl literally, she checks up her score just to make sure that whether we won or lost. Because she knows that how my mood would be that we lost.
Yeah.
And can you imagine this team is in fucking USA, I'm in fucking India, and still they make an impact in my life, and they just I mean, I don't know, like, like here we talk hoops, right? For real, we talk hoops. Like you,
Hmm.
Trey, then, Bruce. I have like, when Bruce comes and talks, I have, Lindell, everyone. And
Yeah.
there we have the people who are actually making decisions. That is the fucked up thing, Uncle. People who are actually making decision are just doing left and right, and they are just taking advantage of Steph. And,
Hmm.
to be honest with you, Steph needs to also just get his guts up. Tell him that it's not working. Do something, man. Come on. Because look
Nah.
at him, Urkel. Two MVP, one final MVP. They did not give him the MVP. And you know how Steve Kerr fucked him with the offense, where he let him see fourth quarter left and right. He would have been, top 10 in scoring if Steve Kerr
Hmm.
didn't fuck him up that badly. So I mean, he had to win the 2022 final MVP in order for people to like, respect him really. Kendrick Perkins said that this motherfucker is not going to win a chip where he had already won chip without KD. What KD did? I respect KD, whatever he has done for us. I really respect him. Like anyone
Yeah.
who has done, like I respect GP too. I respect Wiggins. He is not performing well. I'm pissed off at him, but I respect him. Like what he has done, for this franchise. You cannot and can never take that away from him. But come on, man. If that goes for anyone, if you're not performing, that goes for Clay as well, man. Clay is like definitely another story. My blood is going to, get boiled if I right now talk about him. And the most disappointed thing is with his attitude. It's not about the way he's playing. It's like the attitude that comes with it. The same with Draymond Green. Like, it's his attitude. Like, I'm the best defender that has ever played in the NBA. Come on, man. You can be one of the best. You are good at passing and all that shit, but you're not the best defender, in the NBA.
I agree
I
with
don't know,
that.
man. Now I'm again waiting. I'm again waiting, Argel. Today's game, Orlando Magic, Denver Nugget. I'm just going to see when this team is going to make a fucking move. When this team is going to finally say enough is enough. Let's do it. That's what I'm going to see. And I'll see that, whether this team fucks Steph Curry up or not. And that also
Yeah.
goes for Steph Curry, whether he is going to fuck himself up or not.
No, I agree. I 100% agree with that because, Steph has kind of allowed this shit too. Don't you agree with that? I mean,
I
I love
fucking
Steph
agree,
and all.
Argel. Obviously, I agree.
Yeah, man.
You
He's
cannot
kind
be
of
this
allowed it.
passive. You cannot be this passive. You cannot just be, don't give in the ball, just run around. And that running around is going to
Yeah.
exhaust you. You are not 30-year-old. You are 35, going to be 36, man. Come on. What the
Yeah.
fuck are you doing? And there are times I see Ricky G, man, commenting that, everybody wants Steph to be on the ball. Are you fucking kidding me? On ball, off ball. The man, whenever he crosses the half court, that puts there. Like, there are few athletes I have seen, like, that put one single person, Lionel
Yeah.
Messi, I have seen that whenever he had the ball or not ball, people are always aware where that man is. The same goes for Stephen Curry. This is the reason he is my goat. Like, I have seen people, players, like the man has crossed half court and they are like, okay, follow him. And the second they, like, forget that where he is, bang,
Yeah.
score, bang, pass. I'm just tired. I just want him to win the fifth one. To be
Yeah,
very
bro.
honest with you,
Like,
because I know if he doesn't win the fifth one, Arkell, 5 years, 6 years down the line, this man is not going to be on top 10. I promise you that. This man has to do so much in order to be in top 10. He should have been top 10
facts.
after, like, 2019, 20, even 2021. He should have won the MVP. Just because of that fucking couple of players, he did not get that. I mean, had he
Hmm.
been six seed, he would have bagged that MVP. Just
Yeah.
because he did not qualify for the playoff, oh, I'm
No,
just
I
tired.
agree
Arkell.
with
Like,
that.
people are going to forget history, man. I'm telling you, people are going to forget history. What this man is capable of. Like, look at him. Look at this year, Arkell. They are saying Shy. They're going to take Shy over Steph, man, for, all-star appearance. Shy is better. What the fuck, Shy is better? The moment, people start, I just want to see how Shy, controls the game when he's being double teamed. Like, two people, I mean, pause. When he's being, double teamed.
Yeah.
I just want to see how he plays. Fucking
Yeah.
better than Steph Curry,
Shy hasn't even
motherfuckers.
played like a fucking playoff game yet. And people are saying that he's better than Steph. I was like, really? Come on, man.
See, there is one person I can conceive to win, that's Luca.
Yeah.
Because, that's the stats, eye test, that both proves it. And I don't mind, man. Steph is 35, 36. Going to be, and Luca is younger. He can be. Like, I cannot always say, Lionel Messi is the best player in the world. There have been players, who are played better than him, and, he has edge. The same goes with, Cristiano Ronaldo. There would be time when age is going to caught up with you. But you cannot. I know Shai is playing great. He has numbers and all that. But when you watch Steph Curry, man, they say that he's a one-trick pony. He says that, he's a three-point shooter. He cannot score without screens. Like, this type of shit I see on Twitter, and trust me, Akhil, I mean, man, it makes my. I mean, and they call him, we hoop. We are hoopers. We play basketball. You don't play basketball. What do you know? Motherfucker, just because you play basketball, that doesn't mean that whatever you are saying is right. Come on. This shit is crazy. I'm telling you. Just because, like, for an example, like, I play cricket or football. That means
Yeah.
whatever I say, that's right. Because, I play cricket, I play football. Just because I don't play basketball, that doesn't mean that, I can be right or wrong. Come on, idiot.
Oh, you're killing me,
Shit is
bro.
crazy. Shit is crazy. I'm telling you. There are times, like,
Leo,
to be very
you're
honest
killing me
with
this
you,
morning,
Uncle,
bro.
I'm very glad I found this circle. And to be very honest with you, I always wanted to come on stage, but
Yeah.
it just like, I'm an introvert guy, to be very honest
Yeah.
with you. But when I'm an extrovert, I'm like that dude. So obviously, I wanted to, familiar with the surrounding, because I just wanted to come on stage and, share my shit out here. I
Yeah.
just want to,
Nah.
people knows
No.
me.
I remember the first time
Yes, yes, yes. On
you
spaces,
came up
on
on
spaces.
Spaces, Young Spaces. This was
Yes.
like I don't know, like a few months back.
Few months back. Yes, yes. In the off season. That happened
Yeah,
in the off season.
and I'm one of the big voices on the TL. They they message me and they're like, bro, this is why I love your spaces. You know what I'm saying? Because you have people from all over the world just hop up and they just come on stage and they speak or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So he he was like, I love your spaces for that reason. You know what I'm saying? Like you just hear different accents, you hear different voices. You know what I'm saying? And I agree with that, man. I love when people, and I encourage it too. Like I love when people just hop up and they come up and speak, because another thing too is like when international people come up and speak, um they
I mean,
have a
the game
different
is growing, to
perspective.
be very honest with you. Yes,
Yeah,
and the game is also growing. But obviously, in India, to be very honest with you,
yeah,
cricket is like a religion. Okay. You
yeah,
cannot talk shit about cricket. People are literally going to kill you if you talk shit
yeah,
about cricket. Then it comes football, right? But football is still not massive.
yeah.
But cricket is like their bread and butter, you can say. They
Hmm.
dream about cricket, they eat cricket, everything. So
Yeah,
basketball, when it comes to, it's very less people, that it's not like, let's say we are 1 billion people, right? I'll tell you, like probably a million or two out of that billion, probably a million or two all over India probably follow basketball.
yeah.
That's like I'm saying, from my point of view. So when I found, and I have never been on Twitter, like, this entire run, I don't know, I just didn't like Twitter probably, that time, like, because I mean, you can see, like, too much shit, man. Like people with no knowledge, or, they would come and talk shit and they would just make it sound right. That's the problem. Like, when you are talking shit, just accept that you are shit. But it just, they are talking shit and they act like, they are
Yeah.
the one who is, speaking gospel. That's a fucking like problem here.
Yeah.
So, so, like when I found the spaces, especially like I do not go to Barca spaces. Like, there's Barca spaces there. Like I have
Yeah.
been to Barca spaces and I have seen people, like, fans from Real Madrid, like specifically, they would come and shit in their spaces, about
Yeah.
us. And I'll see, bitches, uh, Barcelona fans like me, they would go ahead and listen to it. I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with these guys? Like, that's the, one thing I appreciate about this space, because regardless, even if you're, we have our civil wars, right? But
Hmm.
there is no way someone would come and shit about us and, people would take it. They would
No,
definitely
no,
give them
no.
their shit back.
N-
They
ex-
would definitely give their
Exactly,
shit
bro.
back. That is what I
Yeah.
love about these spaces.
Yeah.
Like, we are going to shit on our players. We are going to shit on our players. You are not going to come here and, to shit on our players and our schemes. We know what we are. We know who we are.
Yeah. No, 100%. And the thing about international folks, like Mo comes up here, you come up here, you know, all types of UK people from Nigeria, wherever. The thing that they do, and this is what I love, because I've been watching sports like this my entire life, because I grew up, watching football is my number one sport. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
I
Yes.
I was playing football all my life, but there was a portion of my life where I moved to the States and I started to watch basketball, I started to play basketball and all of that, right? So this was like the late 80s basically, where I discovered basketball, you know what I'm saying? And I lived in
Hmm.
I lived in New York for like, I don't know, from the time I was 7 until I was around 12. Like right around then, right?
Hmm.
So I discovered basketball. I discovered Michael Jordan, the Chicago Bulls, all of that, right? And I was playing basketball a lot.
Hmm.
And I was also playing soccer. Soccer is my number one sport, right? So I went back to Jamaica and, I was playing soccer and all of that. And and or football. I hate saying soccer. But I was
Yeah,
playing football.
Argil, you're on that, man.
Yeah, yeah.
I can never say. You can give me $100,000. I'm
Yeah.
not saying that, man.
Yeah,
It's
bro,
football.
I hate saying it.
You,
Right?
yes, yes.
So
But I get, when Americans say soccer, I get that. They have their
mhm.
football. So when they say it's soccer, I get it. But let's say someone from UK calls it, like, what the fuck you're calling it soccer, man?
Yeah, yeah,
Call it
yeah,
football
bro.
as it is. Even from India, if, someone soccer, what the fuck is soccer? Call it football.
Yeah, man. I
I get that Americans say it's soccer, man, because they have their football, they love it. But come
yeah,
on,
yeah. So
yes, please tell me, yes.
so I I I went back to Jamaica. I was playing. We have this cup in high school that we call the Costa Cup. You know what I'm saying? So the Costa
Hmm.
Cup is for like the rural schools. You know what I'm saying? And then Manning Cup is the competition for like the teams that are in Kingston or the metro area, right? So
Okay.
so that's uh, so I played in that competition. I played high school, and then they call you up. You play in the national team or whatever. So soccer is like football is the game that I love. You know what I'm saying? But I also
I mean,
love
it's a very tough
basketball.
sport, Uncle. Very tough sport.
Right? So I played cricket, I played basketball, all of that, right? So, you know, but since I moved here, I moved here when I was like 17 or 18. You know,
But basketball is a very beautiful sport as well.
yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah.
I'm like so
So,
thankful. It's not that Golden State, like any team I would have cheered for. Like I'm glad that I
mhm,
found this sport, man. I have
yeah,
seen baseball and all that. That shit doesn't move me and can never move me. But basketball, man, it's a
yeah,
very beautiful hoops and the sound. The sound of hoops, man. Shak, shak.
yeah.
Like that is different, man. It's different. It's different.
Yeah, so
But I can never play hoops. That's sad. I'm like 5'8". If I'm going to the ground, they are like,
yeah,
like
yeah,
get
yeah.
that out of here. Get that out of here.
so so I get that in here, right? So basketball, I love basketball too, you know what I'm saying? But I'm kind of like a savant with sports in a weird way. I can tell you shit from like 1994, with crazy memory, right? Like I just have a weird memory for like sports and all of that, right? But basketball, I've just been watching basketball since like the late 80s, right? And I've just seen basketball just grow and evolve into just different things. You know what I'm saying? Like one era the pace is up, the next era the pace is down. You know what I'm saying? Right? So like I could tell you what happened in 1998, right? Like Reggie Miller hits a shot in 1998 in the Eastern Conference Finals against Michael. He shoves him out of the way. I can tell you what World Cup game was playing that day. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how much I remember the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like I just have a weird way of just, you know, talking about sports and all of that, right? And and you know, I just have a love for basketball too. You know what I'm saying? Now when I came here and I started to live in the States, the football coverage wasn't crazy like that. You just had to rely on what you saw. You know, broadcasting stuff isn't that great back in the day.
Yes,
Now
yes, yes,
it's
yes,
on like
yes.
every channel. You know what I'm saying? Like now they kind of figured out that there's a market for it, and it's on every channel
And
now, so you can keep up.
there is also one of the reason, because to be very honest with you, players
Yeah.
from USA, they
Hmm.
are picking it up. Like you saw them, like they actually made a good run.
Yeah.
In the last World Cup,
Hmm.
comparing how they played against England. Because I remembered on the TL and even on YouTube, everybody was saying that England is going to pack them up, but that
Hmm.
did not happen. If you look at the game, actually USA outplayed England in that
Yeah.
World Cup, and that was actually a statement. If you look at it, there are a couple of good players they're going, and obviously Lionel Messi, he came to USA, and they are trying to promote it, because this
Hmm.
business, it's also a billion-dollar business. You can look at it like they just started Super League. Why they started Super League? Why FIFA and UEFA, they are so against it? Like they don't want the Super Leagues to start. It's a like, I mean, it's a popular sports for a reason. Like why
Hmm.
every country you go to, all you just fucking need a ball. That's it. All you
Yeah.
need just a ball, and you can play it on the street. You can play it on the sand. You can play it on the mountain,
Yeah.
anywhere. If you just have a space, and like what we used to do, we never had a goal post. We used to do two bricks, one at the one end, other, I mean, two bricks. That's our goal, and that's it. Like
Or
we just
shoes.
started playing, and you yes, and you can play it at any time. Like this is one thing.
Or
Like
you take your shoes
trust
off and
me.
that's the goal. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Like,
yes, 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 yes. Shoes, shoes, shoes. My goodness, shoes.
yeah.
Oh, that's some good days, man. That's some good days.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So
But in the blink of an eye, you just go and you are grown up, you are adult,
yeah,
then you have your fucking responsibility and all that shit. And now we are here.
yeah, man. So you got up or whatever, and you like. So I came here, right, and I just like started to just watch different sports. You know what I'm saying? Michael Jordan was my favorite player growing up. You know what I'm saying? And it's funny because after Jordan retired, you know what I'm saying? During we saw the Lakers on the rise, you know what I'm saying? And bro, I couldn't stand the
Kobe and
Lakers. You know what I'm
Shaq,
saying?
yes.
Bro, I couldn't
Bro, it's
stand
the
the
same
Lakers like
thing.
even then.
I can
You-
stand Brazil. I can
Yeah,
stand Brazil. Like I love Brazilian players, but I
yeah.
just can't stand Brazil.
It's the same thing, man.
Like
So
if you ask me, Ronaldinho, my respect. Ronaldo, my respect.
yeah,
Rivaldo, respect. Pele, respect. Like you can name all those. Roberto,
yeah,
Kaká, all that. Neymar. Obviously, he played for Barcelona, but somehow, I just can't stand Brazil, man. And
yeah.
the I
Nah,
think the more
so
reason why I
bro, it's the
couldn't
same
stand
thing,
Brazil
man. It's literally the
because they have
same
won
thing.
that 5 World Cup. All
Yeah,
that shit, anyway. We have 5 World Cups, 5 World Cups, and that's what they've been saying since 2002. 5 World Cups, 5 World Cups.
yeah. So so it's the same thing with the Lakers, you know what I'm saying? So I grew up and I just hated the Lakers just the whole time, you know what I'm saying? So I went from Jordan, right? I went from Jordan to just despising the Lakers. So later, like when Shaq left or whatever, I developed like a respect for Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Because
yes,
Kobe
yes, yes.
left
Mamba.
or Shaq left and Kobe, he just kind of took the thing and he just went a couple of years and then all of a sudden he's winning the championship again. So if you're winning championships the people after the guy that left that people said you couldn't win
Hmm.
without, when you start to win that
Hmm.
shit, I'm like, I gotta respect that. You know what I'm saying? So he
For
won
sure,
two.
for sure.
Yes. So he went to three finals after Shaq, won two of them, right? So I'm like, you gotta respect
Hmm.
that. You know what I'm saying? And then LeBron came into the mix now. And what I started to notice with LeBron is that people were just giving him respect and they were
Because he's the
calling him,
chosen one, Uncle.
bro. People
Chosen
were
one.
bro, people were calling LeBron the greatest player ever, right? The greatest player ever, even before he won anything, dog. You know what I'm saying? They were like, this dude is among the greats, blah, blah, blah. He ain't even won anything yet. This is like 2008, 2009. That's what people were doing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, right around then, he started to emerge as like the best player, right? But he hadn't even won anything yet. Like for you to be considered that, you got to win shit. You know what I'm saying? So so people started to go overboard on LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And you know, year after year, I was just watching him lose, and then people started to make excuses for him. I was like, nah, bro, like I'm just watching 2 decades prior, damn near 3 decades prior of people winning and then just being considered, but now you ain't gonna win shit, and now people are just gonna say, oh, you're this and you're that. I'm like, nah, bro, You know what I'm saying?
And
That
it's a
shit ain't,
fuckery, Uncle. It's a fuckery.
bro. So
How he can have any team he want. Like, he fucking wanted 80. The league gave him 80.
yeah,
Like, 80 did not want to play in New Orleans. 80, and when he, first came to Lakers, they all that buddy hugging each other up. I'm like, are you kidding me? This man,
yeah.
and they call Steph Curry the golden boy. I wish he was golden boy.
Yo, so
Because I
Urkel,
see the motherfucker being, yeah. Hey, Hemo, how are you?
how are you, Leo, man? Great
Happy New
meeting
Year,
you.
Happy New Year, Happy
Happy
New
New Year,
Year.
bro. Happy New Year to everyone. Urkel, so when do you think? Why do you think the LeBron was granted that people were so comfortable saying that he passed Kobe when Kobe had 5 rings and LeBron? Do you know what I'm saying? Kobe had defensive, he had accolades, isn't it? So why were people so comfortable saying that LeBron passed Kobe up then? I don't
Because
get that part.
people hated Kobe Bryant. It's actually that simple. People hated Kobe Bryant, bro. I I would be more than comfortable telling you that people couldn't stand Kobe Bryant, right?
Goldie
So
can't stand Kobe Bryant. I
yeah,
see it every
so you
day.
see that Goldie thing?
Goldie can't stand Kobe.
Okay, you see the Goldie thing because I have a friend like Goldie too, right? They do this thing where they hate Kobe Bryant, right? But they will use LeBron to bash Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
100%, 100%. I've
so
seen.
so so people in the media did this as well, you know. So people in the media hate Kobe Bryant, so they propped up LeBron, but they propped him up so much that they started to do shit like, "Oh, he's the best player. He's one of the best ever," and he hadn't even won shit yet. You know what I'm saying? Hadn't even won shit yet.
Uh,
Hadn't even won shit.
was that a media thing though, more than a fan thing, or
It
was
was
the media?
both, bro. It was absolutely both.
So like this is my point though. So like when Kobe was winning MVP in 2008, they win two championships back to back, while LeBron was a 60-win team and had teams good enough to face him in the finals. How
hmm
come that wasn't used as like some sort of asterisk against LeBron against Kobe?
Because, bro, I'm telling you, a weird thing happened in the media, man, and you know, people started to use those weird logics or whatever, right? And it turned into that. It 100% turned into that, man. And you know, next thing you know, people are making these excuses, they're making that excuse, all, right? And then all of a sudden, Bron is in a Orlando series, right? And people are doing the weird shit. You know what I'm saying? Like they're absolutely doing the weird shit now. And, you know, next thing you know, we get into a playoff series and then Bron is losing and they're like, "Oh, Bron's teammate sucks." You know what I'm saying? Bro, meanwhile, Orlando is setting it up for him to take every shot. You know what I'm saying? An honest analysis would have been like, "Oh, look at what they're doing. This is a cool strategy. They're just putting him single coverage and they're just
Oh,
taking away all the teammates." You know what I'm saying? That's what
think
Orlando
about
was
this. Think
doing.
about it like this.
Yeah.
Remember the same way we said Steph's better than KD based on the fact that Steph embarrassed the Boston defense and KD got locked up. LeBron got embarrassed. LeBron obviously got his stats, but he wasn't effective enough by making his other guys better.
Yeah.
Kobe went to the finals and made the Magic look like light work, if you get what I'm saying.
hmm
So that's another thing as well. But I'm not gonna lie to you, Aku. What Leo said something interesting. He was saying something like, if Steph doesn't get five, it's gonna get nasty about his legacy, and people will just be passing him out left and right, and they won't be seeing him as this like great player. If you get what I'm saying.
Leo, bro, Leo
It
is not
is, it
wrong.
is more, it is
No, bro,
more, it
Leo
is
is
more. I have
100%
seen
right,
on
bro.
ESPN. On ESPN, this motherfucker said, I'll take pick Trey Young, Luka Doncic over Stephen Curry.
Yeah.
The hate is real, bro. That the reason, like, he fucking destroyed Braun. He took three. Can you imagine? Three chips from him.
Yeah.
Imagine, like, if Steph Curry was not there, LeBron would have been undisputed GOAT. That's also a
But you
fact.
know what?
Because,
Actually, the
there was no one to stop him. No one. No one
Leo,
to stop him. Steph
Leo,
Curry
do you know
stopped him three times.
Yeah, Leo, do you know what pisses me off the most about that conversation? They make it a crime for him to be involved in any GOAT level conversation. It's like blasphemous for
Yes.
Steph to be involved in
Yes.
LeBron
And
or
this,
anyone
oh,
else's
he
conversation.
only shoots three. Motherfucker, are you watching him that he only shoots three? When did you see a player? When did you see a player that crosses half court and opponents are terrified? Like, watch the game with your fucking eyes, man. That's it. It's very
Yeah.
simple. Bro, Mo, it's the game of sports. It's not that complicated. Yes, it can be complicated if you make it to be, but if you watch it with your eyes, you will see which players are making impact and which players are not. Like Steph Curry, that is the reason the history is going to be forgotten, man. And I just hope that he wins fifth, man. That
hmm
needs to be done anyhow. This year, next year, I don't care. He needs to win the fifth one. He needs to win another, final MVP. Like
Yeah.
2018, they gave it to KD, and I was like, like I'll be very honest with you. Okay, 2018 when he won the game three, I was happy and I was sad at the same time because that motherfucker dropped only 11 points. And in the game four, he took 27 shots and scored 37. Had he dropped 50 or even 40 plus, they would have given the final MVP to Steph. just because he missed that 3 point. I was like, come on, Steph, make it. And he missed it. And then I was like, fuck, they're going to give it to KD. And that's what they did. They gave it to KD. It's all
Yep.
narrative based, man. Like, how the fuck you are telling me 2015 they gave it to Andre Godala? Come on, man. There have always been a second guy. Like, it was like 2022, they gave it to Andrew Wiggins instead of Steph. That's what the shit was. Yes, the performance, the score, and all that shit, had. I mean, fuck that. What I'm saying, fuck that. The game five, where he dropped 17 points in the fourth, that should have been alone for a MVP to
Yeah,
get that final MVP. That
that's a
one
swing
fucking
game.
game should have been alone.
It's a swing
That
game. Yeah.
swing game, they did not give him. And if I have gone back, because I haven't watched all the game, right? So I've gone back and I've watched it. Come on, you look at that guy and you can see without scoring, he is creating an impact. Like, he cooked whatever they had in front of him. He cooked everyone. LeBron did not guard him. Why did not LeBron guard Stephen Curry, man? What was his problem?
Yo,
Because he
Leo,
knew
Leo,
that,
Leo, Leo. I think King is not like a Warrior fan or a Steph fan, fam. This guy thinks it's blasphemous to Steph.
oh my goodness,
King,
bro,
man,
I
you're
know.
exposing
Come
yourself,
on.
bro.
Come
I
on,
just
man.
think
I
I
know,
don't get it.
bro. And not me. Everyone knows here. Everyone. He can say, he can put on that, golden to his Warriors hoodie, but underneath, we know who he reps. Come on. He doesn't rep us. You are not one of us, bro. You're not one of us.
You can just tell, King. King just comes in here to be a contrarian, bro. Like,
Yes. And that's what he loves. And that's what, I
yeah,
respect that. That's what he loves. I respect that. But man, be on point. If you're
yeah.
not on point, like, going here and there, then you are not presenting your case properly. And like, like, again, it's funny. Like, can you imagine? Like, we are not Lakers, we are not Celtics, right? We are
Yeah.
not that franchise that had a very huge history. Like, obviously, I did not know all this when I started watching Golden State Warriors, right? I came to know a lot of things, from watching YouTube videos. Now I watch, the Showtime podcast that uh, what's his name? Matt Ryan? No, not Matt Ryan.
Matt Barnes. Matt Barnes.
Matt Barnes, Matt Barnes. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Matt Barnes, and the other host. I'm sorry,
Steven
I don't
Jackson.
remember their
Yeah.
names. Like, Steven Jackson. Yes, Steven Jackson. Like, last day they were having a conversation with Mark Cuban, and to I consume a lot of basketball content too, especially Golden State Warriors. Like, I watch Locked On Warriors. I listen to them. Obviously, I listen to you guys all the time. You chasing number, chasing wins, strength in numbers. Jim, there are times get under my nerves, but he has been right, and I get that he's a good human being, but there are times he put across his point. Uh, the timing of those points are not right. I would say that it's not the point that he puts across; it's the timing of it. That time nobody wants to hear that, and if you always say, "Oh, it's Steve Kerr, Steve Kerr, Steve Kerr," nobody wants to hear that, man. Put blame on everyone. There are times, certain times, like Ricky G. Ricky G said, the coach doesn't have any fault. What the fuck are you saying? Like, like, for an example, in football, the manager, they get the fault first, then it comes to the players. It always on the managers. So what is the lineup? What is the tactic you are putting up? If you see the tactics not working, are you making any changes? Like, Mo is here. Mo, that Ten Hag is under fire, like, not the fire, hellfire right now. They just
Uh-huh.
lost to Nottingham Forest, and the last time they lost, that this is a fact. The last time they lost, it was 29 years ago.
Leo said
His ass is
hellfire.
on hellfire. Hellfire, man. It's not fire, it's hellfire. That man said eras come to an end and got 7-1. He got like bitch slapped in Anfield, man. And that's what he's been getting left and right. He took Onana. Can you fucking imagine, Arcus? He
Nah,
took
hey, this
Onana.
guy's so funny.
He That man did not see, that man did saw only him Inter Milan. That man did not see him in Ajax.
Leo,
The kind
Anthony's the
of
worst
goal.
one though. Anthony's the worst. I'm
Oh
sorry.
my bro, but Anthony, he was balling, but obviously
He's
Prem
not.
is a
Leo,
different
don't
animal.
get fooled by that. He
Prem
was
is a
never
different
balling.
animal.
He was never balling,
No,
man.
no, no,
Please.
no, no. He was balling in Ajax. In Ajax, he was balling, but Prem is a different animal altogether. You cannot just say, come to Prem. Like, bro, just look at Bukayo Saka, man. Saka is not thriving. Saka is barely, going by. That goes for Martinelli, going by. They are not, playing very well. So I cannot just, look at Anthony. He's been poor, to be very honest with you. But who do you have in your squad, man? Who do you have? Like they are playing Johnny Evans. Man, I feel bad. I really feel.
Who do you
Johnny
support, bro?
Evans.
Who do
I support Barcelona, bro. We are like, we are kind of on the same boat. To be very honest with you,
Nah,
you are just sunk in a bit
Barcelona
more.
are like,
I'm
I
just
don't
bit
know, they're
floating.
broke. They look broke to me.
Yes, bro. Yes, bro. Yes, we are financially struggling a lot, and probably it would take 2 3 more years. Like you can see, just Manchester City, the player, they have signed a new Argentinian on 25 million,
Alvarez.
dollar release cost. Yes, no, not Alvarez. I forgot
Who?
his name. This is the guy who scored hat trick against Brazil under, under 17 World Cup. So he wanted to
Someone
play
else.
for Barcelona. Yes, because he's a very big Messi fan. He wanted to play for Barcelona, but obviously we are broke, bro. We couldn't just sign him.
What?
Like the way we signed Victor Roque, you know why? Because Victor Roque wanted to play for us.
Mm.
Arsenal approached him, Man City approached him, Real Madrid approached him, top clubs approached him, but they say no, fuck that. I'm playing for Barcelona. This is the only reason. That same goes for Gundogan. That same goes for Frankie De Jong. You
What
could
about
have had Frankie
João
De Jong.
Felix? João Felix.
Jao Felix, man, it's tough because Jao Felix, I mean, when his back is against the wall, he's playing great. When it's not, he's not, he's not performing up to the mark. So between the two of two, what I know from, from the news and everything, between Cancelo and Jao Felix, they're going to pick one of them. So far, Cancelo is ahead because we would be playing Las Palmas today, and Farhan is going to start instead of Felix because he has not been performing.
Yeah. So let me ask you something. I forgot to ask you this question. How are you confident that we could change the season around, the Warriors this season?
Bro, honestly, I'll be very honest with you. If
Yeah.
it all depends on Steve Kerr. If he doesn't like, change his tactics, like how do I expect a different result when I see the same tactics over and over again? Like, starting Kevon Looney, then, putting up the lineup. Like he said last day, like, it's a defensive minded lineup. I wanted to unlock Stephen Curry. You motherfucker, you've been coaching him for 10 years and you think you Stephen Curry needs to be unlocked? You motherfucker. He wants to unlock Stephen Curry, who dropped 32 points. He averaged 32 points. I saw him drop 57 on Dallas, 50 on Boston, like, left and right, 47. Like, he was on a tear in 2021. Sir. He motherfucking wants to unlock Steph Curry. Who? With Chris Paul. Get that. Bro, I'm telling you, like, there are times I see and it gets on my nerves, man. Like, can just, Mo, we both are on the same, I mean, same boat. With the way you are struggling with Man United Warriors, I'm struggling the same way with Barcelona and Warriors, man. We are fucked. Mo, we both are fucked. That's the bottom line, bro. We both are fucked. I can make fun of you, you are going to make fun of me, but we are both
Yeah,
fucked
it's
at the same
depressing,
time,
man.
bro.
It's depressing. I can't
Oh
It's
relate.
depressing.
God.
It's so depressing, man. Like, I really thought that Boston game was a breakthrough. Like the way we came back, we won that game, the breakthrough. But again, man, it all went down the hill. And I'll tell you, starting of the season, we won five straight games. We lost two caps. We won against Detroit, and from that Denver game, shit started falling. The same thing happened this time. 5 game winning streak. We played Denver. Now see, we are on a fucking bad, like losing streak. And I'm not confident. I'll be very honest. I'm not fucking delusional. Magic, I have seen them. I have not seen them entirely, but I have seen them quarter to quarter. When I have time, I see Magic. Let's watch them. They are fucking on a tear right now. They are not get on your bucket. We are not giving you shit. We are not giving get and earn your back bucket, man. And then again Denver. And Denver, it's a good team. The day they won against the Clippers without Murray, Jokic, and there was another Michael Porter Jr. That is the day everyone in the league should have known that this team they are going to make noise again.
Yeah.
When you have three, it doesn't matter Clippers, anyone. They do not have three, their best players, and this team won the game. Like when I knew that we were good in 2022 when we won against the Spurs, when we had that 9 game winning streaks, when players were missing. That is the day. Even that 82 run was so special because we were locking team up. There were lobs, there were trees, there were defense, man. Everything was there was just such a joy. I was watching GP2 dunk left and right. I was watching Wiggins dunk. I was watching JK dunk. It was just, I mean, three is good, but whenever someone dunks on someone, that's a different thrill, man, altogether. That's a
Hundred
Yeah.
different
percent,
thrill.
man.
That is the reason
100.
I tell Wiggs, dunk it, man, dunk it. Why are you, man, going for that fucking weak ass layup?
Leo,
Just dunk that shit.
I think it's health wise with him, man. I'm be real. He would dunk it. He usually does dunk it, but it's like there's something wrong with him.
Bro, yeah, I'll tell you, he dunks it, but he misses dunk. Misses dunk too. Like the game four, I'll tell you, the game four against Denver. You go back to the last position. Wiggins tried to dunk it and he couldn't dunk it. He was fouled, and then he missed both the free throws. And that is one big up to Wiggs. In this space. You look at Wiggs recently. He has been very reliable. From the free throw line. He's
Yeah.
been making his free throws. That
Leo, Leo, Leo.
I
I'm
was
glad you
always
pointed
scared.
that out, bro. I'm glad you pointed that out because,
No, bro,
like,
I watched the
you can
games.
tell
I'll
he's
tell
working,
I
man.
don't fuck around. Yes, he's working, and it's just like, Agal, like I'm from the sales, right? So what happens when you are performing, when you are reaching your target, nobody gives a shit. If your office starts from 9, you come at
Oh,
nine
in
thirty.
sales, yeah, yeah,
Nobody's
in
going to
sales,
say
man.
you shit. Nobody's going to say shit. But if you are not performing, right, you are missing your target. Instead of 9, if you reach office 9:01, why the fuck are you late? You're 1 minute late. Like everything you do, they are going to be nitpicked on. And
Yeah.
that's the same thing I find with sports. As long as, if we, let's say we go on 10-day winning streak, a 10-game winning streak, and Wiggins doesn't perform up to the mark, I'm telling you, nobody's gonna say shit. Play
Mm-mm.
doesn't up to the mark. Yeah, people are gonna ramble. They should perform better. They should, pick it up, and all that shit. But the way we are seeing right now on the timeline, like all the hell is breaking loose. It's not going to be that. This is
Yeah.
what the problem with losing. Everybody is going to start their shit up. Obviously, narrative, agenda, hatred, and everything. It- like we already have problem within our fan base. Now imagine Laker fans, Celtics. Like we have fucked so many teams. Okay, like you cannot, we cannot just forget. Like we have fucked so many teams.
Nah,
Yo,
They
you're
hate
right,
us.
man.
They hate us from the bottom of their heart. Like they cannot stand us. That's the same thing with Barcelona. What do you think? Like nobody stands Barcelona, man. Get the fuck out of here. You
they
guys
call
used
it
to screw
UEFA
us so
Lona.
much.
UEFA Lona.
Yeah, you're Barcelona, man. So I know. But let's
I
see.
I
Let's
I
see. It all
experienced
depends.
I experienced, in my opinion, the pinnacle of football in 2011. That's probably the best team I ever seen with my own two eyes in the final at Wembley. So I know football's never going to be the same, but basketball, I think 2016 was that same moment, but they just couldn't win.
Yes, you
I
are right. They just couldn't win. And listen, they would have won. The reason 2011 we won because UEFA didn't fuck us over. That is the reason we won. Let's be real. 2016 we were winning if NBA doesn't fuck us over. That is on them. You
that's a
can
fact.
tell me, a lot. There are variable reasons like LeBron and who's name Kyrie dropped 40 on us. They played great. All that shit. I get that. These are variables. Player injuries, variables. Steph did not perform. Clay did not perform.
But Leo, do
These
you
were
not know? Do
variables.
you know,
But
I told Urkel one time, yeah, I said to him, in 2009 or something, or 2011, Messi was getting GOAT chance early because he won the Champions League twice, very, very quick in his career. I said if
yes,
Steph had
yes,
back-to-back
yes.
championships and two MVPs and that dominant of a run, and he closes out LeBron and these
Yes,
guys in 2016, they call him like a top 10 player there and then, and they start entertaining him. He only goes up. I'll let him finish. Yeah, go on, Leo.
Y- yes, yes. And bro, I'll tell you, I saw Bleacher Report, when we lost that series. I saw them, making there was a post where, Step was being pushed outside of that top echelon of, room where LeBron, MJ, Cole were there. I saw Step was being kicked out. That was a type of post. And Bleacher Report, they hate Steph Curry for real. That's the same way they hate, Lionel Messi. I've seen. Like, I'm so grateful, to be very honest with you, that I follow, Steph Curry. Like, he's like one of my sports icon.
Yeah.
Because what do you want from
Mine
an
too.
icon to be like if like a man of the franchise? He's honest. He always gives his 100% on the floor, and he gives 100% off the floor.
Hmm.
Like, how many times have you come across with Lionel Messi and with Stephen Curry a controversy that should raise your eyebrow?
Yeah, facts, bro.
Never.
That's
I
real.
haven't seen it.
That's
I
real.
haven't seen it.
So
Never.
Leo,
And that
Leo,
matters.
Leo, the last 10 games, they
Yes,
said
Arthur.
that Wiggins is shooting 90% from the free throw line. That's pretty good.
I told you, Arkell. Yes, I told you he's been making his free throws. And the form, if you look at the form,
Yeah.
he takes a deep breath, he focuses, he literally focuses, and that form looks very beautiful, man. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. It's like you can see that it's going in, it's going in, it's going in. And touch wood, it stays that way. We need it. Anything that is going to, boost Wick's confidence up, we need that. But I
Yeah.
think, Arkal, again, we
Hmm.
need to surround Stephen Curry with competent players. Like, enough of that bullshit vibes. Like, what I used to be. Like, that this is the reason I was coming to sales. What I did 3 months back, it doesn't matter today, this month. You did, what, 3 months back? You got your salary, you got your fucking incentive, everything. What you're doing this moment,
Yeah.
right at the moment. And right now, Clay is not doing anything. And Clay should be the one who should look into the mirror, because he is obviously a very great athlete, and he should realize that, like, this fucking mantra, just us, it's not just us, bro. It's just few of us. Where is just us? Like, had it been just us, then there would be sacrifice within. Clay should have, sacrificed. That goes for, Draymond. That goes for Looney. Like, I have already seen, Steph do that. And that goes for Steve Kerr, first of all. That man should be the one calling it. Like, how the fuck you have won 9 chips and you are going to be bitch to Clay? You cannot be bitch to Clay. Like, I cannot say anything to him. Are you fucking kidding me? You are fucking coach of Team USA. You are fucking, coach of the Golden State Warriors. And this motherfucker is just a player. I don't fucking care. He's not even the main player. He's second, the second or third player. That's what
But
he is.
what did I tell you the other day? Like
I
football fans, yeah, we don't see this like one of the if the main guy is like if you're seeing the role players or not the role players but the two or three acting bigger than the one, we see it straight away and we just call it out. I'll be real. Like we're not like these guys that just like support this narrative of like everyone eats. I think there's a hierarchy and you just have to respect hierarchy sometimes, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
No, but that's a Golden State
That's the
Warrior thing.
problem. Yes, man. I'm telling you. Had it been Los Angeles Lakers, you think that Los Angeles Lakers would have treated Clay the way like we are treating him? They be like, get the fuck out of here. We have won 17 fucking titles, and that's what I believe that if we keep on winning it, and if we go to that is our next stage. This is what our next stage, that we have to be a franchise where we would give franchise more importance than the players. Like, look at okay, the big thing. Obviously, it is like more Manchester United. When Ronaldo came, for his second stint, right? We saw him that he was not performing. There was
I
problem,
always talk about this.
with
I
him.
always talk about this, Leo. 100%. Agree.
They were like, we are fucking Manchester United, Ronaldo. I get that. You are one of the best and everything, but we are fucking Manchester United. We are way big, bro. Way big. And they let him go. And obviously, after that interview, everyone saw that coming. There is no way he was coming back to that. Eric Ten Hag, he dropped him. And when they dropped him, regardless how you say that, they were winning games. And we saw Ronaldo was struggling to get a score. And that is the iconic celebration. Like, when he had both his hands on his chest, when he finally got that goal, that is when the iconic celebration, that that bond, both hands on his chest. So you have to look at it. Clay is not the our franchise player. Like, had he been Steph, like Steph is doing all that shit. I get that. He has given us 4 titles, all that, just 2 months, just 2 years back. He dropped that against Boston. He gave us that chip, but he's not that guy. I mean, Clay, I am eternally going to be grateful to him, because people who have watched him before the injury, they knew Clay was not only important for offense, he was important for defense. The first guy who was going to defend opponent, main guy, was generally Draymond. Then it was Clay. That is how the argue. Then KD. Then obviously at the end it was Steph. Now look at him, man. Steph is guarding like the last series, Arkell, that Lonnie Walker series. Like, they flame Steph. and Steve Kerr did not do anything to cover that up. And we just, the moment we lost that, game four, I knew the series was over, because every time in that series, Lakers series, the two games we won, Lakers did not give his 100%. The day, all the four games, you can see Lakers wanted to win and they won it, and we just couldn't do anything about it. And that should have been the moment we, we would have gone for the change. That, let's make a change. But no, we stuck to it, and now we can see we guys are, we are frustrated, depressed, and in our heart we know bad times are coming, but obviously as human being we are trying to be optimistic, like, good things are going to happen, good things are going to happen.
Listen, I think
So
good things
far,
are going to happen. I am naturally
I hope so,
optimistic.
Arkal. I need
Here
it,
is
man.
why.
Personally, my life is fucked up. I want some good things happen to my team. I'll be very honest with you, man.
Hey, Leo, here's why. Because I don't think we were more down and out in 2021. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you look back on that team was hot garbage. You know what I'm saying? Kent Bazemore, Draymond Green, Steph
Oh
Curry.
my goodness.
Bro, like, think
Wanna
about that.
maker, wanna
Kevon Looney.
burger, wanna burger. Man,
Yeah,
that
like,
guy gave me PTSD with a Wanna burger. Like, I was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Who is this guy? First of all, I did not do Wanna burger, man. I then Googled him. Like, okay, he had played for every possible teams in the NBA.
yeah.
This guy is like, like I forgot his name. Dennis. What was his name? That played for every franchise probably.
Who are you talking about?
It is
Schroeder?
crazy. No, no, not Dennis Schroeder.
Oh.
There was Dennis Smith or Isaiah Smith. Isaiah Smith, I think. Isaiah
Oh,
Smith.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
What's
yeah,
his
yeah.
name?
Yeah.
So
So,
that
so,
was like,
um,
Whataburger to me.
so I look at that team, right, and then I look at what they added. Bro, I'm telling you, you see the chemistry stuff that's going on right now. The chemistry stuff is affecting us. Two things that are affecting us. Draymond Green is not there. Draymond Green is the
Yes,
anchor of our defense and all of that stuff, right?
yes,
And
yes, yes.
you look at it now. Our offense is up, but our defense is down. The chemistry is a big part of that, and Draymond is a big part of the chemistry. And then you have
It
Clay
is.
and this is why I've been so talking so reckless about Clay and Draymond because they get
They
paid a
deserve it, Urkel. They deserve
yeah.
it.
Yeah, like they get paid like this big salary and they are the biggest problems chemistry wise, both of them. So that's why I've been so reckless about them, man. And it's like and you think that fans haven't been talking about trades, this and blah, 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 blah for years? Of course they have. You know what I'm saying? But if it weren't for Steph, Draymond and Clay probably would be gone by now. But
Fact.
but Steph has saved them, literally have saved them. You know what I'm saying? So, you're gonna need Draymond because that's just how they've built the team. Right? Unless TJD turns into Hakeem Olajuwon, right? Like we need Draymond. You know what I'm saying? So that's just what it's gonna come down to, man. I mean, like at some point we have to figure out like how to get this chemistry thing going because you know what chemistry is? Chemistry is the last game. These guys didn't even look like they were trying, and all of a sudden they have this players only meeting and this, that, and the other, and blah 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 blah. Right? Draymond is driving a lot of that, man. We're just not going to be a very good team without Draymond because that's just how they've built the thing. You'll never hear me
Yes,
say,
and they
"Come
did
on."
not find a suitable, replacement or like successor of Damon. That also pisses me off, man.
Yeah,
Like, you are telling me all this time Draymond Green have been playing, you did not find anyone. You did not find a single NBA player, or
They
even a
tried. They
few
yeah, but
of
tried. They
that's
them.
the
did.
thing,
They
though.
tried to.
They've
They
tried.
tried to.
They've tried, but I don't think they've been very successful at it because Draymond is not easy to replace. You know what I'm saying? Like he's super unique. People don't think he's super unique, but he's really, really
No, no,
unique,
he is.
man.
He is. He is.
Right?
I am not going to, say that he is not. He is actually,
Yeah,
very unique player. His IQ, there are certain things you can never take away from Damon, like his
yeah,
IQ, his feel of the game, right? He used to be a very good shooter. That's what made, also like he was also one of the reason why we were 73-19, that season.
I
His
know.
shooting
yeah,
was there, you know. You cannot, but obviously he let that go. And the day he let that go, Why? KD was there, and that masked it. That totally masked it. But it was a dangerous flaw, but that totally masked it. But the day Kevin Durant left our team, you can see how right now teams are, you know, forcing Steph with two, because they know, Draymond and Kevon Looney is there. Like I would be happy. Like if I am an opponent, I would be happy if I lose the game to Draymond Green and Kevon Looney,
Hmm.
because I know 90% of the time it's not happening. 10%, and that's my bad luck. That's
Guys,
how
can I
it
ask you a
is.
question quickly? Yeah, because we were talking about this the other night, and I know everyone like loves TJD and stuff, but I don't think he can hang the same way Draymond can hang on these switches and stuff on against these guys. So the way they're
So
hunting him, yeah,
we saw the I am so happy that he went up against Luca, right? Because
Yes, yes.
when he went up against Luca, right, and Luca was just targeting him, you can see he just doesn't have the foot speed, right? He just doesn't have the
He
foot
needs to be
speed
in
to.
shape.
No, no,
it's
no.
not.
It's
It's not even
I mean, I
it's
shape.
don't
it's
It's
think
not like
that's
a
just
speed
like
thing,
like
bro.
like
Just
like
it's just how
He
it is, bro. He's a big.
Yeah, he's a big man. I mean, that's why Draymond Green is so unique because Luca's not doing that to Draymond. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
What's up? Happy New Year's, by the way, guys.
Happy New Year, CJ.
Hey, happy New Year, CJ. Happy New Year.
Happy New
Right?
Year, bro.
So you think about those switches, right? So he Luca gets him out on those switches, right? And you can just see, like
He
Luca's
was cooking everyone out there. Like,
yeah,
TJD, like he just
but
saw TJD and his eyes lit up.
Especially,
He was like,
bro, but
come
I'm
here,
telling
especially
you,
come here.
Draymond is not getting cooked like that, right?
they
I
wouldn't
don't care
even
what it
try that
is.
shit with Draymond.
Yeah, they wouldn't.
So this is my point. So it's like in the playoffs, I know I love TJD. I think he's gonna be amazing. I think he will improve on defense or everything like that.
For
But
sure.
like we can't
He would,
hedge
he
all
would.
our expectations on a rookie big that probably hasn't seen that level of experience yet, where LeBron will start calling him up,
And that's
Luka will
that's
start
all I
calling
was
him
trying
up.
to say when
Yeah,
people are like cooking me about, because he was getting like super hyped up, and I get it. He's a difference maker, but that's all I was trying to say is like he's gonna get cooked on those ISOs.
Hmm.
That's just how it is. Every big gets cooked. Like fucking
Every big
Anthony
gets
Davis,
cooked. So
Bam, they all get cooked up there. Like that's just how it is when you're a big.
So when Draymond is at center and people are crying this, that, and the other, it's like, bro, that's literally his best spot. You know what I'm saying?
even when Kevon Looney was a bit slimmer 2 years ago, I remember him guarding Luka, and I thought he did an excellent job on him. I'll be real. When Luka was
Yeah,
trying to call
and
him up,
and
and he did
there's a
well.
reason for that because
Yeah,
Looney has like a 7'4" wingspan. You know what I'm saying? Like he has super long arms, right? So when Luca calls him up on a switch, right, he can gap and recover. But the problem with Looney now is that he's trying to bulk up to guard these guys and he's just
yeah,
not very good, you know what I'm saying?
facts.
Because he's lost a lot of that mobility, right? Like I don't know who told him to go bulk up like this much, you know what I'm saying? Because he needs to
But
lose
he
a
said,
bit of that
Arkell, he
weight.
was doing something, yoga or something. Like I remember he came to Light
Yeah.
Years podcast. That's for 15 minutes. But he
Hmm.
told them that he was doing something to keep his weight and, I mean, to be in shape, man.
But
And
you know
you
what's
are
funny
right.
about that?
Like if we look back to the, yes, yes. CJ.
Leo. So
Sorry,
that's interesting,
Mo.
yeah, because I genuinely believe it's because he wants to take those bigger, stronger matchups against Jokic and these guys, and I think he bulked up for those, and but like he lost his art of like being able to be switchable and being like versatile on defense. That's not what he used to be. That in 2022, he isn't that anymore. He's more of like a
But
bruiser now.
Mo,
Yeah,
like we have seen, AD had a hard time guarding Jokic, man. Like if you are expecting Loon to do that, I don't know who is giving him that advice that you have to guard Nikola Jokic, man. Come on, honestly.
If he doesn't do, I don't
We
think
saw AD struggling, right? AD was cooked by Jokic. Like we saw, all that Lakers. Like AD was smiling to him, like the first time he saw his crush. That's the way he
Hmm.
was smiling.
Oh,
Like,
that's funny.
man.
But I do think Luca does that to anybody, though. I don't think it's like a big knock on TJD.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
no, no,
Yeah,
no,
no, no, no,
no.
no.
He had no
But what
resistance
they are
against
trying
Luca,
to
man.
say, yes, what they're trying to say, you cannot rely on him. I mean, Luca is cooking everyone in the league. Like, before, our game, who he were playing. He was cooking Gobert.
Phoenix.
He was cooking, Cat, anyone, Phoenix. Even he cooked KD couple of positions, man. He is capable of cooking anything. It's just how many times are you being cooked? Are you being cooked 3 or 4 times out of 10? Are you being cooked 7 or 8 times out of 10? So far, it's been 7 and 8 times TJD got cooked. The only one actually who blocked Luca was my guy
GP2.
GP2,
GP2, yeah.
man, and he needs to be healthy. That there is one thing I also, I echo that if he's not healthy, like the best ability is the best ability is your availability, right? So regardless of how much talent GP2 has with defense, with his cards, with his, I mean, his touch around the rim is very good. Like you can see his finishing percentage is very good, so that is also, yeah, he's been struggling from three, but he needs to be in shape, man. We need him. Without GP2, I think with GP2 and with Draymond, I don't even care. Like I don't. I think Draymond is gone for a very good long time, man. I'm telling you. I've heard all the chatter, on ESPN, and the way they were echoing it. They want him to go on at least for 20 games. I mean, they just want to,
I
fuck
think
us
after All Star
the
break he's coming
worst
back.
way possible.
I think until All Star break he's gone. In my opinion, that's my prediction right now.
Bro, that's insane,
But
man.
you can
After All Star
imagine,
break.
right? You can imagine after
Yup.
All Star break, like now if Draymond is coming back, how do you think his voice is going to be? How do you think his impact going to be? It's not like the opening game of the season, like everything is forgotten. Like you have just not been with us for 20 games. Like can you imagine, Mo, we both, a couple of us are playing, and you saw me fucking things up left and right, right? And now I
Yeah,
am suspended for 20 games. And when I came back to the locker room, how do you going to look at me, man? You're going to
yeah.
give
It's
me a
like
sideways that what the fuck you are doing?
we were in,
Yeah.
We are
we were
trying to win a
fighting.
chip.
Yeah, we were fighting. We were battling, and after you left us to fend for ourselves. That's basically what it is in the team situation. A lot of people,
And
I would think that way as well.
like
Yeah,
as much
yeah,
as I am important for offense, you are also important for our defense. Like Golden State Warriors defense means Draymond Green. There is no one else when you mention Draymond Green and defense, right? Sorry, Golden State Warriors and defense, other name comes up there. Everyone talks about Draymond Green. So knowing and how the hell you fucking just hit a man? You can never defend that. You just hit that man. How
Mm.
do you do that and expect that not to be banned? You know that how refs are are treating you. You just got ejected from game because you just shoved, and that was not a hard shove to what's this guy's name? Caps guard, Dimich. Like that was not a hard shove. That was just a push up. Get the fuck out of here,
Yeah.
and you got ejected. So yeah, I mean, okay, like we can. I am going to say, the nut kick in the groin, to Steven Adams and all that, he deserves it. But the
Mhm.
damage ejection, man, I'm not going to take it. That was just a very bad shove. Like no, not that very bad. Like very soft shove, man, right? And a Dimich came and shoved him. That there was nothing. That same goes for Rudy Gobert. Rudy Gobert, man. Like Rudy Gobert should have been ejected as well from that game, but he wasn't. So you are going to stomp on people. You are going to grab someone in the chokehold. You are going to just punch him, and you don't expect like any repercussions, man. Come on, what the fuck? And this should be taken. You know what? Yakar, yes, I was watching this. Like you should also watch it. Like Stephen A.
Yeah.
He uh, he had I mean, he had an episode with Draymond Green few days back, right? So obviously it's a 1 an hour. You don't need to form an hour. Probably after 40 to 45 minutes, where
Mm.
he started asking him the questions, like like have you heard that from your team, like not from team, like from management, they want to get you out. And if you think it's true, how do you feel? He was honest. He said, I would definitely be salty and all that. Then he asked them, what do you think of the season? Who do you want to play with? Like we all did not know he was going to say LeBron. But
Mm.
this is where I find Raymond smart. Raymond did not say anything. He said, if I say will there be a tampering, I would be fine and all that. So he was actually managed to, avoid that question. I was like, damn man, this is now you are being smart. And when it comes to playing basketball on that court, then you lose all your brain fucking cells.
Yeah. I'm telling you, when people are like after All Star break is when Draymond is gonna be back, I'm like, Are you kidding me? Like after All Star break, that is insane to
And
me.
Moody is not playing Arkal. Even Moody, I mean, can you
Yeah,
imagine? Give me a reason why you are not playing Moody, man. We are
there's
not
too many
winning.
people to
If we
play,
were
man. I
Yeah,
winning,
mean,
we can't play all of the guards. All of our
there's a
good
lot of people to play right now. You
play the
know?
same position. That's the issue.
but
Yeah.
you can see, like,
Curry, Clay.
this Steve Kerr said we are going to play, players who are performing. That is not we are saying. That is what my problem is. Like we saw, you know, as many as games Kevon Roddy, I'm sorry, Moody has played, he has been good. Like out of 10, let's say 9 or 8 out of 10, he has been good. So he deserves minute, man. You are giving minutes so much to CP3. You are even giving minutes to Corey Joseph, man. I get that we have this guy in a team, but that doesn't mean he needs to play. Corey
But
Joseph
who do you
cannot play. It's like
for?
Chris Kioza, man.
Who are you gonna sit for Moody to play though?
I mean, it all depends on lineup. Like, we have seen that Looney being, I would, definitely put him when it comes to defense. Like, he can defense and he has the grit. Like he said, oh, the team doesn't have the grit. And the player who always bring grits, who, whenever he's on the floor, you are, icing him on the bench. I would, right now play him. I would give him more minutes and less minutes to play. Get your rhythm back. Get your head right.
So,
More
but you
importantly,
can't
Clay
play
needs to his
12,
gets his
13
head right.
guys. So someone eventually is gonna have to sit. You can't play 12 people regularly. So if no one's gonna get a rhythm if you play 12 people. So if you're not gonna bench Clay altogether, not play him at all. So it's really between
I'm not saying to
GP2,
bench him, man. Not bench him.
but you
Cut
can't
his
play 12
minutes.
guys. You
Cut
can't
his
play
minutes.
everybody. Someone has to sit. So it was really between GP2 and Moody. And I feel like for the matchup against
But
Luka,
when GP2 right now is available, so you can now bring up this GP2 point. What about all these games, GP2 was not available? What was the reason?
but he was getting minutes. He just wasn't getting a lot of minutes. The reason is, bro, all of our good players just happen to play the same position. So it's hard to get
Are
all
they
of them on.
all of our good players? Like, let's say all of our players. Let's not say all of our good players, man. None of, a lot of them are not good. All of our
I,
players, let's say.
I mean, good relative to what we have. I agree, though, but good relative to what we have.
Yeah.
Good players. Like, had they been good, we would have been jumping right now. I mean, all this team needs just like Akhil, we have been so many close games, so many. I mean, the one that bothered me, obviously, two OKC games and that Kings game where Moody was substituted. That costed us a lot. Probably our chance to the in-season tournament as well as standing right now on the season. Two things cost us on with one game and with one decision that could have been the reason. So you cannot say that Steve Kerr is on point. Players who are getting minutes. I'm saying players, and don't bring Tay, man. Bring CP3. CP3 just came like this year, and I used to hate CP3. I appreciate CP3. I love CP3 now. But if you want me to tell you that if you cut CP3 minutes and we'll be giving something to Moody, I am not going to be the one opposing it.
But
Let's
CP3 has
go.
been one of our best players. I
So
think
I'm not saying that not bench him. I'm not saying bench CP3. I'm saying cut his minute. Like he should not be starting with Steph, man. For fuck's sakes, we all know, we all saw that the very first match he started with Phoenix Suns. They cooked us. Come on, don't start CP3. Play Moody. Let Steph handle the ball. Then after 4 5 minutes, then probably
but if he's handling okay, so
sub Moody off.
Yeah.
Give him the confidence. That I'm
You
saying.
know the
Giving
problem with
you
it
are
though?
not co. You,
but imagine Steph
So
is
what are they gonna
starting
do
off
when they
handling the
trap
ball
Steph?
and he has that start that he had. It's like it's over at that point. If he's the only ball handler on the court and he starts 1 for 7 and he's like, kind of bullshitting around, the game's over.
The offense is gonna be stagnant
CJ,
because they're just gonna trap him off the
but
ball.
CJ, I'm saying that starting. I'm starting. I'm not saying like nobody's going to trap Steph. When the in the
You
beginning
don't
of the
think they're
game or
gonna come
even
out of
three
the
four
gate
minutes in the
trapping
game.
Steph?
I mean, how many games we have seen where they have started out of the game trapping Steph?
A
Like
lot of
out
these
of all
games.
these games.
And
I
a,
feel
and
like
a
the
big
issue is that
reason
Steph
why
is just not playing well
the
right
big
now.
reason why they don't trap is because there's another point guard on the floor. There's another ball handler, playmaker on the floor. That's the whole point.
But
They're
that's
trapping him
not
because
generating offense. Like how many points we see we are generating with that offense? We see that offense is being stuck. We are not hitting. We are missing shots. I mean, we
We're
are
not
also,
getting stops, bro. They scored 132 points on us.
I know,
It's
but
because we
that's
have to play two point
this is
guards.
the
I
reason.
get
Like
it.
I'm saying, we have
But
to.
the thing is, the reason
If I have to choose offense and defense, I'll choose defense all the time because I have Steph Curry in my team and I believe in him. That he is capable of generating offense, but he
but he
needs to be
has
No, I
also
get
given
that.
the
I
opportunity.
get that, but Steph wants another ball handler, playmaker on the floor with him at all times, bro. Come on
You know
now.
what the
That's what I
problem is, though?
also to
This is
told
what the
Urkel,
problem
like
is,
fuck that if he's
and
saying.
the problem is that those ball handlers, right, and that extra ball handler, they're like now they're guards, like they're 6'2", 6 feet guards. You know what I'm saying?
Yep, they used to be
And
forwards.
what was happening before is that, and I'm gonna be honest with you because I've been following this team a while. I've been on Twitter a while. I've been immersed with this fan base a while, and and what people don't get is that they don't get the formula, right? So when we had Andre, when we had Sean, Draymond, and all of those people, and they were playmaking, bro, people used to bitch about the offense, and people used to bitch about those guys. And I'm gonna be honest with you, that is the formula that we should have really stuck with. I felt like we tried to go away from that formula because people got hurt. So in the 19 finals, right, when KD got hurt, Clay got hurt, right, and you had Andre and Sean out there and all these other guys, right? What they did is that they were in the finals with that formula, right? And I feel like after the finals, they started to go away from the formula, right? Next thing you know, they're drafting a guy like Jordan Poole. And don't get me wrong, Jordan Poole was good, right? But the formula is put playmaking 6, 7 dudes around Steph. You know what I'm saying? Those guys are not necessarily going to be bucket getters, right? But you know, then they started to get like a mismatch of these other dudes. Then they're getting like an Andrew Wiggins type, right? And they have like the Jordan Poole type. So then they're like, oh, we need more playmakers. So what are they going to do now? They go and get Chris Paul. Who's a better playmaker than Chris Paul? But the problem is that Chris Paul is 6 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? That's the
But
problem.
think about this. Think about it like this.
Yeah.
You lost the
And
two
he's
point.
not quick anymore.
Yeah,
That's
but
the problem.
Uncle,
He's not quick anymore. He used to be very quick.
you lost Andre and Sean in that 2019 off season. You can't go like for like replace them if they're doing something that is very niche and like, you know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It's very unique if you get what I'm saying. You can't necessarily go out in the market and just get that or even draft someone like that. Who in that 2019 draft could we have gone and got in that position that we got Paul in? Do you know what I'm saying? That could have fulfilled Andre or Sean's roles in the team. A 6'9", 6'8" with playmaking abilities. We should, if anything, Urkel, we should have used our like lottery picks to do that because that's where you really replace those people's value.
that's why I really
Yeah.
thought we should have
And
drafted Lamelo.
Either Lamelo or then you're saying you don't need athletes, you need guys that are like Franz that
Listen,
are
let me tell
small
you something.
playmaking or something like that.
You see this formula thing? I know what the formula is, right? So I was on board with drafting LaMelo, right? So, but I also understand why LaMelo, we probably couldn't have drafted LaMelo. So I was like, all right, let's go to Halliburton, right? So I was in favor of trading away the pick, drafting or trading down and getting Halliburton. That's what I was in favor of doing.
I don't really like a backcourt of Steph and Halliburton. I don't think that defensively works. I feel like
What, bro? It would have
neither
been
is strong
fucking
enough.
perfect.
It would
It
have
would
been
have been
perfect because
absolutely perfect.
Stephen Poole worked, bro. Halliburton would have been
Yeah.
better than that. Come on, man.
Stephen Poole work. Halliburton works, man.
I get you. I get you. I
You know,
still think you
Yeah.
need someone in your backcourt that can defend at a high level personally.
Listen,
And I do think
Halliburton is like
Lamelo has more
6'6", bro.
upside
We're
than
good,
Halliburton
man.
too.
Urkel, think about this. Halliburton and Franz, in my opinion, solved that situation because they're not
Yeah.
undersized. And in my opinion, because I love Kaminga, but like now I like I'll be honest with you, I don't think he fits from a standpoint of like the playmaking chops that we talk about and just
Yeah.
having those guys around Steph is what optimizes our team the most. And having someone like
What pick was Franz picked at?
Was he picked just before or just after
I think
Kaminga?
it
I
was
don't know.
just before
After
Kaminga.
Kaminga.
It was
It was
after
after
Kaminga.
Kaminga then.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was. It was after
Damn.
Kaminga then. So that's what I'm saying. And I love JK and I love what he brings, but like if we're gonna go philosophically, we always should go for the 0.5 dribble pass shoot type players over. I know athletes are needed 100%, but if you can
Yeah,
marry
those
the two
guys
and
glue rosters together, man.
So
yeah, facts, man.
you see how they went. You see how they went counter to the formula, right? That's what
Yeah,
the
that's what I'm
problem
saying.
is.
Also, yeah,
Like,
counter to
right?
the formula. Yeah.
So Halliburton. Listen to what we're saying right now. We're saying Halliburton and Lamelo, right? Like that should tell you how we fucked up. Halliburton and Franz is who we're talking about right now.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
we have like if we
That would
talk
have
about
carried our future
extending,
right there.
yeah, bro. If we're talking about extending Steph's prime, right? Those are guys that we could have handed the team over to and extended Steph's prime. You know what I'm saying? Because those guys are like playmaking guys. You know?
And Arkell, they have charisma, man. Like, see, if NBA is promoting a particular player, right? You want that player to be your franchise player. Like, there are a lot of good players, but how many players NBA promote? Like, you see them on their Instagram page, Twitter page
Yeah.
frequently, or even other sports page, right? When you see players that other sports channel or network they are promoting, get one of that player, because that player can in not only in terms of playing trophies, not they are going to do one thing, drive you business. At the end of the day, obviously, you own the team, you want them
Hmm.
to drum boost more. Like football, like we have international star in every team. They are not like local players, all that. They want more player, good players. Look at Man City. Why Man City is so popular? Because they have all the good or popular player, great players playing for them. So that is what we need. Like, we obviously, it's not possible in the NBA. They are not going to
Yeah.
let you do that. But get as many as you want, like 2, 3, or even try to get two, man. And then rest of the good road players. Look at Lakers. Lakers are popular and they have AD and Braun. Can you imagine?
Yeah, but here's the thing about AD and Braun though. The thing about AD and Braun is that they have the two of them, and the Lakers aren't winning games like we expect them to win. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
bro,
no.
the Lakers are
That's
in the
actually
same
joy,
spot
man.
that
That's
we're in
actually
right
joy.
now,
One
man.
thing that's one thing that's keeping me sane. Like,
Yeah.
these fuckers, they are also struggling.
Yeah.
And can you imagine, like, Arkell, like, imagine
You're so
if we
real.
were being favored. No,
Yeah.
no, can you just imagine if we were being favored by
Hmm.
refs like they favor Lakers? This shit would have been rap, man.
I don't
If
feel like the
Steph Curry
Lakers have been getting
gets.
that many calls as of late, honestly.
Who?
I don't know if
Who's
y'all
not
watched the
getting as many
Timberwolves game,
calls?
but there was a lot of just straight rakes across the arm going into the lane that just weren't called. So I don't get that.
By
Bro,
who?
the type of and the amount of calls Lakers got, like, for flopping, they should be like not complaining. Nobody should be complaining, man. Come
Yeah.
on. We have seen it's not like that, we have played bad defense against all the time. We have seen how many fucking foul calls the refs called on us. That yeah, it's for the foul. And the same thing when they were doing to us, they did not call for shit. Are you kidding me, man? We were bad defensively last season. I'll definitely say it. But there were, out of those 30 fouls, you could point out that 18 of them were fouls and 12 of them have been just given to them handedly. Just fuck all fouls.
Yo,
Like that flop, Lonnie Walker flop. Oh,
Leo,
16 they did.
Leo, I seen I seen Austin Reeves flop last night, bro. I think Brandon Ingram was guarding him, right? Ingram is like Ingram is like lock and step with him. Ingram doesn't even touch him, right? Reeves is on the ground and they call a foul. Like that, bro, that's the shit that I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? Like Reeves just flails and just throws himself up in the air, bro, and falls. All Ingram did was just block his shot. You know what I'm saying? Like cleanly block his shot. Doesn't even
Well,
touch him.
they used Austin Reeves as a proxy to help LeBron, right?
Oh, 100%, bro. Like,
Because if they just directly help LeBron, it would be too obvious.
Well, they give. Hold on. So why can't they help LeBron and give him foul calls, but they give Joel Embiid 100 foul calls? Doesn't make sense.
Oh no, Joel
That's
Embiid,
another
100% they
flopper.
help him.
No,
He's their up and coming cash cow, man. Come on now.
So, bro, you see how that doesn't make sense?
See, whatever king we
LeBron is
say,
the
that
current
doesn't make
cash
sense to
cow.
you. To be very honest with
Uh,
you.
No,
None.
but
But
bro,
he
you don't. So
King, it
they're
makes
willing to
perfect
help this
sense to
person,
me.
obviously, but not the other person.
Yeah.
King. If you give LeBron 12 free throws a game, right? And then you march him to the damn finals or whatever, it would look super obvious, right? So they use other players to that's what they did last year. You know what I'm saying? And what was happening last year is that Braun was out, right? And all of a sudden they needed to find a way because the Lakers don't produce high level offense. You know what I'm saying? They just don't. So but they can draw fouls though. I find it very peculiar that after that Celtics game, they were drawing all of those fouls. You can't tell me like they were playing that much different.
Why
like
do you
all
think
of a sudden,
Thunder draw
Austin
so many
Reeves gains
fouls?
superpowers. He gains a superstar whistle.
Shit's wild,
I don't
dog.
know. I'm just curious. Do you guys honestly think that if he was on a different team, that he would draw the same amount of fouls?
There's no way.
But there's
There's no
other
way.
players that play for other teams that generate more fouls than him.
Okay, but we're talking about the Lakers. We're not saying that there's not other grifters out there. It doesn't make it not true, bro.
Is Austin Reeves a foul grifter? Yes, but is he getting a foul a lot of the times? Also, yes. I don't think every
No,
time
he's not. There's no way.
every
No.
time it's not a foul, he is baiting the system. But they are fouling. Just like Joel Embiid is 100% a foul grifter, but he's getting fouled. Which is the same thing. I used to hate this
Lee,
argument with Harden.
King. This
But
is the
that
shit that drives me crazy, bro. Austin Reeves is not like that. Y'all need to stop acting like he's like that, bro. He's not. He's
Bro, the
not
dude
getting
is.
fouled like that, man. Stop it.
I disagree, but
Then I gotta watch
Bro,
Steph Curry get
Austin Reeves
fucking
doesn't
abused,
see
bro.
the
Like,
defense.
stop.
Yes. That is what I was, coming to. Like, he doesn't see the defense that Steph Curry sees, man. And you are telling me the amount of calls Austin Reeves gets and Stephen Curry gets. You may say now, look at the,
they play
the number.
differently.
He gets 6 calls, but you look at it that when he gets the most calls, he has gotten, it was obviously at the end of the game where we are trying to win the game by fouls. So that is, Steph was asking for the ball, give me the ball, and they were fouling him. That's how he gets most of the fouls. How do you say against the Denver game, he did not get a single foul call? You're telling me that they did not foul him. The Denver team, they foul every other superstars, and they just doesn't foul Stephen Curry. That is what you are trying to tell me. Come on, man. Make it make sense.
I'm
You
not saying that
can
Stephen
tell
Curry
me
doesn't get
about
fouled. They don't
basketball,
call.
everything. Yes, please go on. Sorry.
I'm just saying there's you have to take into account style of play as well, and like Steph Curry is just not a foul
So the
baiter.
style
He's
change,
not.
man. Come on, like you think that Denver would play, a different style when they are playing against Warriors. I totally understand. There would obviously be, but their defense remains consistent. Like there are certain values in defense. Like follow your man when whether you are playing zone or not. I mean there is a lot of variant tactics, so that remains the same. Like we saw Heat, they actually established a defensive system for us. They did not play our game. We played their game and we lost to it. And that's the same thing that happened, against Lakers. We did not play our game. We played Lakers game and Lakers won.
That's all good though.
Hey, Akhil, I'll be,
Yes, sir.
going for now. I'll go and have my dinner. Thank you so much for letting me and, chat to all of you.
Yeah,
I'll
man.
be there. I'll definitely be listening.
Hop up some more, brother. I appreciate you.
I
Great
appreciate you. Bye.
conversation, man. Great
Yeah.
conversation.
Thanks. Okay, how do I kick myself? Okay, can you kick myself out? I don't see how do I kick myself.
He's out of here. Yeah, man. So King,
I'm
do you think we can salvage this season?
Nah, he doesn't.
No, I didn't. I thought we were done before the season started.
See what I mean?
No, I'm just saying. Unless we trade, as I told you, as soon as we traded for Chris Paul, I said we're done.
Done, bro. King, here's the problem. Chris Paul is a positive, though. The bench is a positive.
I
He's
don't
not
think
the problem.
the problem isn't Chris Paul himself.
The
It's
problem is
just
No,
that we have to use
King,
Chris Paul next to Steph Curry. That's the
King.
problem.
But the problem. See, here's the problem with that, though. Chris Paul next to Steph Curry is a positive. Like I don't think people are are actually bro, the numbers back up exactly what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? The numbers back up what I'm saying. Chris Paul and Steph Curry, the combination of them is not exactly a problem. It's
Right,
what's
it's everything
happening,
else around them.
bro.
Okay, well,
It's
if
what's
we're able to
happening in that
surround them
starting
with a
lineup.
better
I'm telling you,
defensive
dog.
lineup, it makes sense.
Yeah, I agree. It's not Chris Paul himself, but when you go, it's like opportunity cost. When you go out and you trade for Chris Paul and you give a first round pick to get Chris Paul, it takes away your flexibility to get the other things that you would need for Chris Paul to work. And we all were talking about, I never thought Chris Paul would come off the bench, so I was wrong there. But I knew for a fact, if you think he's only going to play, while Steph is sitting, that's not realistic. Chris Paul's never going to do that. He's never
Yeah.
just going to come in and play 20 minutes a game. He's not going to start or close. That's not going to happen. And I said that in the offseason. I never thought this was a good roster. It's a little bit, I feel like it's the same as last season, honestly. So
Mm.
I think it depends on what you mean by salvage the season. I definitely think we're a playoff team.
King, I think they're better. I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I think they're better
If they're
because
better, it's marginally.
nah, I think they're more than marginally better. Because here's why I say they're better. The bench is better than last season, right? Now, now the problem is the starting lineup, bro. Look at the negatives, man. That's my biggest thing with the team. The only way we can turn this shit around is if these starting lineups are better. You know what I'm saying? The starters: Steph Curry, Kevon Looney, Draymond Green, Klay Thompson, Andrew Wiggins. If those guys are not better, we're fucked. Plain
But
and simple.
how are they going to get better?
I don't know. Play better. Have Draymond Green be on the floor.
See,
Let's
but
start
okay,
there.
so I agree with that. I do think Draymond does a lot for both our offense and defense, and that's why I hate when people discredit him. He does a lot of the things Sabonis does
No
without.
one is discrediting.
You guys
No
discredit
one
him.
is discrediting him,
Y'all
King.
discredit him,
What you're saying is that he deserves a statue, and like,
and he
let's be
does.
honest here. No,
He
he
does.
doesn't. Stop it.
But I think I do. So I
Scottie
do think
Pippen doesn't have a statue. Like Draymond Green don't deserve no
Scottie Pippen.
statue.
Okay,
You're
but
nuts.
you see how, and that's why Scottie Pippen's pissed off all the time because the Bullets disrespect him. Like he does not get
Y'all,
he does not get the respect that he deserves because
y'all
like
go overboard with this shit, man.
bro, Jordan could not have won without Scottie Pippen. I'm sorry, he couldn't have. He needed him.
Yeah. So Kobe couldn't have won without Shaq. Shaq couldn't have won without Kobe. You can go on and on and on with this shit, right?
Exactly. So you got to give these guys
But
their credit.
but Draymond Green, hold on. So let's so Mikhail Bird, Magic Kareem, Scotty Michael, Shaq Kobe, Duncan Parker Ginobili, Dwayne Wade Shaq, right? LeBron Wade Bosch, Draymond Green Steph Curry. Does that ring a bell to you, bro? Stop it. Does
I'm
that
taking.
scream statue to you?
Hold on. I'm taking Draymond Green, prime Draymond Green, over the Shaq that Dwayne Wade had in that finals.
You're out of your
Look at
fucking
the
mind,
number.
bro.
Look at the numbers.
You're
Look
out
at
of
the
your
numbers.
fucking mind. Are
Look at
you
the numbers.
serious?
I am. Shaq was terrible. Shaq was
You you are
terrible.
out of your fucking mind, bro. Like
Shaq
you
was
can't
terrible.
be serious. Shaq.
Alonzo was better than him. Bro, I'm gonna pull up the numbers. I'm gonna pull up the
Oh
numbers.
my god. Go pull up the numbers for me. Go ahead, please.
Give me a second.
Go pull up the numbers because the year prior to that, Shaq was an MVP candidate. Just saying. I mean, he was literally MVP candidate. This is that bullshit, King. That's that bullshit.
Shaq in the NBA Finals with the Miami Heat averaged 13 points, 10 rebounds, and 2 assists.
Shaquille O'Neal in that playoff run.
No.
Shot.
I said the finals. I said the
No,
finals.
no, 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 no. I
I
do the
specifically
playoff
said
run.
finals.
I don't do that shit, bro. I do
Oh
the
my god.
playoff run.
Well, I'm just saying in
61%,
that finals.
right?
I can look.
61%, he averaged 18 points and 10 rebounds in that run, right? Outside of the finals, this is what he did. Outside of the finals, 20 points and 10 rebounds in that run, right? That's respectable. He was an MVP candidate the prior year. Like, Let's not do that, bro.
But
It was
bro,
him and Steve Nash.
I'm just saying in the finals, he averaged 13 points and 10 rebounds.
Come on, dog.
Bro, it's not opinion that
King, you're not
happened.
gonna do that, man.
That's
You're
what
not.
happened.
You're not gonna say Draymond Green, is better than 05, 06 Shaq. Stop that. That's insane. That's
Bro,
insanity.
that's what the numbers said. That's not what I said. That's what the numbers said.
Oh my goodness.
I'm saying that Draymond was more impactful in his finals appearances than Shaquille O'Neal was for Dwayne Wade. That's what I said. And that's
King,
not an opinion. That's a fact.
That's the craziest fucking thing you've ever said, bro.
It's not. I
Oh,
thought I
yes,
said
it
way
is.
crazier things than that.
Bro, that's the craziest thing you've ever said. Are you serious?
Look at the numbers.
I don't. Hold up. The numbers is not. Hold up.
Now we don't care about the numbers.
The numbers is not even going to back up what you're saying.
Bro, I said in the finals, Shaq for the Heat did not have the same impact as Draymond Green did for the finals that we won with the Warriors. And he didn't.
You're kidding me. You're kidding me. You are kidding me, King.
Bro, look at it's not even a debate. Look at the numbers.
I am looking at the numbers. I know exactly what the numbers say. And the numbers don't even back up. The numbers don't even back up what you're saying.
I'm gonna look at Draymond Green's finals numbers.
Go look them up. Go look them up. Because the numbers ain't going to back up what you're saying.
Okay, in the finals, Draymond averages 11, 9, and 6. Like he was just, and that doesn't even take into account Shaq wasn't for real guarding back then. Like if you watch that, and I know you did, Shaq was getting ate up.
The numbers are not going to back up what you think they're going to back up.
They just did.
King.
They
No,
literally
look
did.
at the numbers, man. Look
so
at the numbers.
Are you taking 13? Okay, you have 11, 9, and 6, almost damn near 7, or are you taking 13, 10, and 2? Bro,
You're really here saying that Draymond Green was a better finals performer than Shaq?
Bro, don't do that. See, you're being disingenuous because that's not what I said.
So what are you saying then?
I said when Shaq was on the Heat, he did not perform for Dwayne Wade the way that Draymond has performed over his finals appearance. I'm not saying that Draymond is a better finals performer than Shaq. I think Shaq is probably the best finals performer of all time. It's just that at that point in his career, he wasn't what he used to be.
But Shaq was. Or sorry, Draymond was.
In comparing it to that season, that's all I'm saying.
Okay, all right. Which finals? So are you saying this last finals that Draymond performed in, right? You're saying that 06 Shaq versus 2022 Draymond. Draymond was better?
I'm just saying over Draymond's career in the finals, he was better than 06 Shaq. I can look up 2022 numbers if you want. Hold on.
King, that's a crazy thing to say, man.
Bro, I didn't say it. The numbers say it. Okay, are you taking 10 and 2 with generously mid-tier defense, or are you taking 11, 9, and 6?
That is a flawed comparison. 100% that's a flawed comparison.
How? Bro,
you brought it up.
You brought it up. You brought up Miami Shaq.
Yo, Miami Shaq, right?
So when you talk about the greatest carry job ever, that was Dwayne Wade in 06. That was the greatest carry job ever because he was playing with a bunch of washed dudes.
Dwayne Wade had the greatest carry job?
Greatest carry job.
King.
Deficit.
Turn your camera on because I know you're fucking smiling ear to ear, bro. Let me see your fucking face, dog. Let me see your face. Because you're smiling ear to ear with like a little bullshit grin on your face right now. Because that's the craziest fucking thing that you've ever said.
Bro, you don't think Dwayne
What are you saying right now, dog?
Hold on. You don't think Dwayne Wade... Look at his numbers, bro. Dwayne Wade carried in that finals.
Of course. He did a great job. But don't say it's the greatest carry job ever. He had a great finals.
the greatest carry job ever. He did not have another.
The greatest
that was
carry job ever? Man, relax.
the greatest
Yo,
ever.
yo, go look at what 93 MJ did, or 91 MJ, or 92 MJ. Go look at
He
that instead
always
of
had
saying
the
the
best.
greatest carry job ever. Are you insane?
Is the greatest carry job ever. They should not have won that, and they did.
Go look at early 90s Jordan, bro, and stop saying that to me. That is insane.
He had Pippen.
Listen. I told D Wade to his face that that was one of the best finals performances I've seen up to that point. But don't say it's the greatest, man. The finals, the
Fine. Then
finals within itself. Yeah,
if
sure.
fine, if you don't want to say it's the
You
greatest, it's one of the greatest.
you can't say somebody is there and nah. The shit that Steph Curry did just now, that's there. Not the shit that D Wade did, man.
I
Come
think I
on,
think what
bro.
D Wade did was more impressive.
He Bro, he had Shaquille O'Neal on his team.
Bro, Shaquille O'Neal. I get the name. It's like when people try to bring up like Cleveland Shaq or
Bro,
the Celtics.
that year Shaq averaged 20 and 10. Draymond Green never would give you those stats, bro.
I'm talking about in the finals. He was cooked, bro. He was cooked.
And Draymond Green wasn't cooked in the finals too?
Well, let me pull up his numbers from last year.
Bro, you're not going to get you're not going to get the argument pop that you think you're going to get with a Draymond Green argument, bro.
So in the finals in 2022, Draymond averaged 8, 6, and 6.
Who's
So
better,
again, that's
the 06 Mavs or the 2022 Celtics? The 2022 Celtics were better. 100%.
not, I don't know about that, but I'll accept that argument, but I'm not positive about that.
Bro, it's Dirk and dudes, man. Stop.
You don't think Dirk is better than Tatum?
Dirk better than Tatum. At that point,
Yeah,
I don't know.
bro.
That's a good question. Bro, I genuinely don't know. At that point in Dirk's career versus the point that Tatum is at in his career, I really don't know. Seriously.
Bro, that is ridiculous. I mean, this is my
No,
thing.
it's not ridiculous. Go look
I
at
think
it.
you guys are confused because I genuinely have no agenda. I'm not trying to push.
You have no agenda, bro.
No.
Agenda is written across your fucking forehead, bro.
What's my agenda?
You have a LeBron agenda, dog. It's
No,
clear.
I don't.
Yes, you do. Like,
Okay, and this is my issue. Everything I
the
say.
whole chat will agree. All right, let's ask
Okay.
the chat. Does King have an agenda?
But here's the thing: it's because all of you have an agenda that you feel like. So me saying, "Oh, Draymond is a great player," that has nothing. I'm not. When I say that, I'm not thinking about Steph Curry. I'm not thinking about LeBron. I'm thinking about Draymond in his own right. He is a good player. That's it. There's no agenda. I think Draymond is a good player, so I'm going to give him his credit.
Watch what the chat's about to say with your agenda, bro.
Because they're haters. They are clear haters. I know they hate me. I know they hate me.
Yo, King, you haven't gotten one vote yet, dog.
But it's biased. It's biased. Okay, so here's the thing. The issue is I'm gonna vote myself. Shit, I got 2.
Yo, all right, the one vote. You got 2 votes. All right, cool.
But no,
18-2. Oh my God! Come on, King.
good about
Everybody knows it, dog.
can be in the chat. I can say something good about Klay Thompson, and
Yeah.
it's Klay hate because they feel like if you give Klay any type, like personally, I think this is a debate me and my friends have all the time between Klay Thompson, Reggie Miller, and Ray Allen. I think personally, Klay Thompson is better than Reggie Miller. But if I say that, it's like, oh, you're just hating on Steph. It has nothing to fucking do with Steph. Like all the
Listen.
players need to be good too.
Listen, I've been saying Clay is better than Reggie and Ray for years. You know what I'm saying?
Agree. But I
Right?
was
But
niggas act like I was hating on Steph. It does nothing to do with like the other day when I said, oh,
you know you're kind of hating on Steph though. Like, let's be honest. Come on.
I'm not hating on Steph, bro.
Low key.
If someone came in here and said, oh, Tracy McGrady is better than Steph, I would say you're out of your mind. It's just that, bro. Here's the issue. I think there is a lot of insecurity when it comes to the conversation about Steph Curry. And the reason that when people are insecure is because they don't know who they are. That's what causes insecurity.
No, it's not an insecure thing, man.
It is.
And I hate when people say that. Here's why. Bro, King, I hate when people use the thing insecure It's the same reason why Steph can have fucking 5 rings, and people are like, "Well, I'm not sure if he's a top 10 player, right?" Meanwhile, fucking Hakeem Olajuwon has 2 rings, and people are like, "Oh,
because
he's one of the best ever." Like,
you have
fuck that, bro. Like, nah, man.
everything.
People look at those 2 non-MJ years, right? And they got Hakeem like like top 5 ever. Fuck out of here. Nah, nah, nah. What happened to the all the other seasons when he was getting his ass waxed, bro?
Here's
Pause.
the funny thing. I think, bro. I think if the Bulls had ran into Hakeem one of those years, especially the first year, they would have fucked him up.
You're
And
out of your fucking mind,
they would
bro.
have fucked him up. They had nobody who had anything for Hakeem. I promise you.
You must not know who MJ is, dog. Like,
Bro,
and
there
that's
was
the
other,
problem.
that's fine, but there were other good players at the time too.
Hey,
I
let
think
me tell you this
just
because
like
I
Shaq,
was
just like they had nothing for
listen,
Shaq, just like they had
listen.
nothing
I was
for Shaq. They
alive during that time, right? So I was alive during that time, and I remember when the Rockets had Barkley, fucking Clyde Drexler, and Elijah Wan,
they
right?
were washed, bro. They were washed.
So we no. They made the Western Conference Finals that year. So John Stockton shot the Utah Jazz into the finals. Like there is a world where they could have made the finals, right? But they ran into they bro, I remember it because there wasn't a lot of games against them, right? And I remember when they ran into them. And they ran into them and Chicago beat their asses, bro. Like it wasn't even a game. You know what I'm saying? So to say that Hakeem would have won. Nah, fuck that, bro. Like, nah, man.
But
What
look at what Shaq did to the Bulls, and then at that time Hakeem was a far better player.
what did Shaq do to the Bulls?
They had nothing for Shaq. They wiped the floor.
When? When?
What was the year that Jordan came back?
You mean when Jordan came back mid-season after being out like a year and
That
a
was his
half?
choice. Don't do that. That was his choice.
Okay, all right. So cool. So Chicago lost to Orlando in the second round. Okay, so what happened after that?
They got swept by the Rockets.
Listen to me. They didn't win a game versus Chicago after that. Not one game. Chicago beat their asses every time they saw them, bro. I remember that first game of the playoffs, right? That year in 96, right? And people were hyping up that game, dog. Like everybody was like, "Oh my god, it's a rematch. Orlando. I don't know if bro, the game was over by halftime. Matter of fact, the first 2 games were over by halftime. That's how dominant Chicago was, bro.
I get you, but my bigger point was like whenever I talk about a Warriors player or a player from another team, like when I was like, oh, I think Luka might be one of the best offensive players I've ever seen. That's true. He might be. I feel like
Mm.
he has no flaws in his offensive game, and I feel like that's fine for me to say. But people hear that and they automatically go into defense mode about Steph Curry when it's not about Steph. Like
Yeah,
Luka,
King. But
Luka used to be good too.
people use Steph Curry. People use Luca against Steph Curry all the time, bro.
Every player
We
is used against everybody.
no. They go at Steph Curry extra. Do you hear people say that Luca is better than '09 LeBron or that people never say that shit.
Because it's just not true.
But you see what you're doing now though.
Do I think Steph Curry is better than Luka all time? Yes. Do I think today Luka is a better basketball player? Yes, and that's okay.
You never hear people going at LeBron like that, bro. Like
But Luka's better than
Luca
LeBron too.
right now is putting up better numbers, right?
Luka's
Than a lot of prime LeBron years, right? But you will never hear people fix their mouth and say Luca is better than LeBron.
it's because of the other. There's two sides of the ball. That's why they would never say that. But right now,
2 sides to the ball. Are you kidding me? Like, come on, man.
LeBron was doing what Luka's doing offensively, not to this level. I don't think he was ever to this level because he doesn't. He has more flaws in his offensive game than Luka does. However, LeBron was a elite two-way player. You have to admit
Come
that he was
on,
elite
bro.
on both ends of the ball. And
So now we're going to 2-way shit now. Like
playing
that's the
defense
shit.
matters. Playing
That's
defense.
the shit that drives me crazy. Is like now we're going to the level where we're like, oh, Luca, this, blah blah blah, right? Like that's the stuff that I'm talking. That right there is what people get mad about.
So, bro, you cannot sit here and pretend that LeBron wasn't an elite defender. What?
I don't know about elite. Like
Bro,
that's
come on.
stretching
He
it.
was in Defensive Player of the Year talks almost every year. He's has all how
Yeah,
many?
that happened in Miami, right? Like that wasn't happening in Cleveland, bro.
He was still an elite defender for a long stretch. How many all defensive teams does he have?
How many does he have?
I don't know. I know a lot.
What's a lot?
I'll look it up. You know he has a lot, so this is a waste of time.
He doesn't have a lot. He doesn't have a lot. To date, he has six of them. So
Okay,
21 years, he has six of them.
bro, that's a good bit.
All right. Look how many Kobe Bryant has
Probably
in his
more.
20
I think
years.
Kobe was it. I think LeBron was the more versatile defender, as if he can guard more positions. But I think Kobe was the more elite defender.
Okay, there
You
you
see,
go.
I say that because I don't have any agenda. I generally don't care.
So if Kobe is a elite defender, right? If Kobe is an elite defender, why why do people say that LeBron is a better player than Kobe if Kobe is a better defender?
I think it's because just offensively, LeBron has more tools.
How does LeBron have more tools than Kobe?
He is a better 3-point shooter.
No, he's not.
If you look at the numbers, he is. Um, he's better at getting to the rim. He's a better playmaker. Um, yeah. So it's like only thing Kobe is better at is he has more I'll say body control. He can hit tougher shots. He has that mid range game. It looks aesthetically better.
Kobe is a better on-ball player and a better off-ball player than LeBron James is.
I disagree. I'll say a better off ball player, but he's not a better on ball player.
Sure he is.
I don't. I disagree. But we can
Kobe
disagree.
Kobe
Okay.
Bryant has no weaknesses. You think that people would just go under a screen on Kobe Bryant? They're not doing that to Kobe.
The reason that they'll go under a screen, it's the same thing with Luka. It's just that there's nothing you can really do.
Kobe has more counters than LeBron James does, and it's a fact. We've just seen this shit over and over again,
Probably he's built there. I don't
right?
think he's more.
So if somebody has more counters than you, right? If somebody has more counters than you, I cannot say that you are the better offensive player than them. It's the same shit with Steph and LeBron. You know what I'm saying? Steph has more counters than LeBron does, right? But everyone will say that LeBron is the better offensive player than Steph. Why? Because he's spreading four and driving to the rim. Fuck that, bro. Like that's not how this shit works.
Here's how I look at it. It's like players like James Harden, Kobe, or not Kobe, but LeBron, Luka. They dictate the offense so much, and they make you play the way that they want to play. So if you have any weakness on the court, and James Harden to a extent because he didn't do so many picking out, okay, who do I want to force to guard me. But LeBron and Luka specifically, if you have any weakness on the court, they're going to bring that weakness to the forefront
Mhm.
and make and exploit that. So that's why I think like players like that, they're kind of better offensive players because they can pick out any type of weakness you have on the court and they're going to exploit it. So you really have to have nothing but people who can defend on the court if you're going to make.
Yeah.
That's what I like about Luka.
No, I'm telling you.
Comparison with Luka and Harden,
Kobe has more counters than LeBron James does. I mean, it's just that simple,
maybe
right?
right.
Right. So when you have more counters than somebody like that you cannot just be the better offensive player. And this is how people just get themselves
I
wrapped
disagree.
around in a phone pole or I'm wrapped around a phone pole in arguments with LeBron. You know what I'm saying? And the same shit goes for Steph. If you say LeBron is a better defensive player than Steph, sure, right? Yeah, he's bigger, right? But offensively, I don't think it's close.
I disagree. Even if you say it's Steph, to say it's not close, I think is not true.
It's not close, bro. It's not close.
To me, it's pretty close. I think they do the things in different ways. But again, oh my bad. To my broader point, I
Yeah.
think the reason that you guys are in defense mode 24/7, because if
We
someone was
we
like,
are in defense mode because people will say stupid shit like Steph Curry has 3 titles, but the only reason why he has three is because of Kevin Durant. Like what? Huh?
that's a big part of it.
No, it's not a big part of it
You think
because you
or less,
don't hear people doing those funny games with Kareem and Magic. You never hear that shit, bro.
but do you think that he would have more or less titles without Kevin Durant?
Bro, Steph Curry at the end of 2016 was a possession away from having two titles and LeBron having two. How can I sit here and say it's all because of Kevin Durant? You know
I
what I'm
don't think it's
saying?
because of Kevin Durant.
This man won two titles, as many titles with KD as he did without KD. Like how can I sit here and say it's because of KD? Did KD make the shit easier? Absolutely he
Yeah.
did.
Well, here's what I say, and this is when me and my friends have this conversation. What I say is, Kevin Durant really like convoluted this discussion because like
How can he convolute the discussion when
it's hard.
people are
So
gonna hey King, you know that some people have Magic and Kareem in their top five. So why does KD get to convolute the discussion?
because they were both MVP caliber players at the same time,
And Steph Curry and KD weren't?
no, they were, and that's what I'm saying. But here's the thing, and I think this will change more over time as it did with Kareem and Magic. I think we'll look at this a little bit differently over time, but the issue now is that we're in it and we remember it and we remember what happened. And it's just like you can make you can have an argument of who the best player on that team was. Like you guys can
King,
think
King. At no point will people say Kevin Durant is a top five player, right?
I agree. Just like they'll never say Magic is a top 3 player.
No, but people do say that though. People say Magic is in their top five. Seriously.
Top 5, but not top 3. I think the top 3 is that GOAT debate. Top 3 is a GOAT debate.
Yeah, but top five and in top three, many people have Kareem in their top three.
Because Kareem
Many
was
people.
top 3.
Come on, bro. And how many finals MVPs does Kareem have? You see what I'm
Um,
saying? He has
oh,
two of them. He
yeah,
has two of them. And but you'll never hear people use finals MVP.
but they do. They do.
But they don't though. They don't. They absolutely don't.
Why do you think they have Jordan over him?
They have Jordan over him because Jordan fucking grabbed the 90s by the throat. That's why.
Who do you think had the 80s by the throat?
Come on, man.
Bro, here's why to me LeBron, Jordan, and Kareem are the 3 best ever. Each of them in their generation, they were the undisputed greatest player in the world. Like there may have been a year or two here that when you doubt that someone else might have been better, but Kareem, when he was in college, he was the best. When he got to the NBA, he was the best. Once Jordan started going, he was the best, and it was not disputed. You guys might hate LeBron, but the dude went to the finals for a decade straight.
Yeah, so did the Dubs.
So this isn't an organization going for a decade straight. This is a player. If you have LeBron James on your team, you're
I
going to
mean,
the finals.
hold on. We are here talking about second option, this, that, and the other, and help and all of this shit, right?
I really okay, but here's the thing.
LeBron went to Miami and had D Wade and Bosh on his team.
Is Dwayne Wade Kevin Durant?
When those dudes, you literally said 20 minutes ago that Dwayne Wade put up the best finals
But
performance
is he
ever,
Kevin
right?
Durant?
You literally just said that Dwayne Wade did the best carry job ever. That's the guy
I
that LeBron had on his team.
but he had already been hurt after that. So
But he wasn't hurt in 2011, 2012,
I'm
2013. No, he wasn't.
once Shaq fell on his knee, he was never the same.
Oh, come on.
That's just
He's had knee issues since Marquette, bro. Like,
but I'm telling you, when Shaq fell on his knee, he
listen,
was never the same after.
listen. I know Dwayne Wade personally. We've talked about this, right? Like, um,
So you don't
those
think
knee injuries,
on after
those
Shaq,
knee injuries have been going on for a while.
but do you think I'm just asking, do you think he started to decline after Shaq fell on his knee?
Nah, man.
That's not true, bro. Come on. So okay,
No.
so regardless, I don't want to use the injury excuse as Brian said. Do you think Kevin Durant is better than Dwayne Wade?
No.
You don't. You think Dwayne Wade is a better basketball player than Kevin Durant?
I'm sorry, King. I was getting some breakfast.
Fine.
What'd you say right now?
Do you think Kevin Durant is better than Dwayne Wade?
At what point? All time?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's clear who's better all time. Do you think prime? Are you taking prime Kevin Durant or prime Dwayne Wade?
Prime Dwayne Wade was a monster, bro. Prime Dwayne Wade was winning a title,
Don't be a waffler. Who are you taking?
doing a carry job.
Who are you taking?
Huh?
Who are you taking?
Dwayne Wade carried his team to a title.
That's
You
not
see
what
the shit that
I'm
the
asking.
shit that Dwayne Wade did prior to Steph. Dwayne Wade did by himself. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you're gonna say that Shaq's better and all of this shit. Like
Shaq's better than
you
who?
have to give it credence.
Shaq's better than who?
You said that hold on one second. You said that Dwayne Wade um you said that Dwayne Wade gave you the best carry job ever. You
Mhm.
know what I'm saying? Right?
Yeah,
So how can you then say that Kevin Durant is better?
I'm asking what you.
I think that Dwayne Wade is higher than Kevin Durant because of what he did prior to LeBron.
I'm not gonna let you waffle on this. I need you to tell me who you think prime for prime is better, Kevin Durant or Dwayne Wade. Just pick a.
Dwayne Wade is better because he won that title. Plain and simple.
You. I don't believe you.
Okay, all
I
right.
don't think you think that,
Listen, if you win a title in that manner, I
bro. You
have
don't.
to.
I know you don't believe
I
that,
have to. I have to give it to Wade, bro.
bro. Come on. It's just like credibility has to matter.
Listen. Dwayne Wade won a whole ass title, bro. That's something that KD didn't do, and KD had fucking Russ and Harden down there, dog.
I mean, KD didn't
He
win a
has three
title because he had to
titles.
play LeBron.
Come on, dog. All right,
If Wade had to play LeBron, he wouldn't have won either.
you got it, man.
Bro, you know Kevin Durant is better than Dwayne Wade.
All right.
And that's the thing. People say things they don't believe just to win an argument.
That's not what I'm doing because I'm literally telling you that Dwayne Wade won a title. And this is not me trying to win an argument, but if somebody wins a whole ass title before you, bro, he has three titles now. And the one title that he won without LeBron, right? He won with Shaq. And then you're saying that Shaq got carried. So I was like, okay, if Shaq got carried and he averaged 13 points or whatever, don't you have to give it to Dwayne Wade then?
No, because I don't think titles are the end all be all.
All
I
right.
think Kevin
No,
Durant
it's
is.
Okay.
not the end all be all.
All
It's
right.
not.
I am going to try to get Dwayne Wade on this program,
That'd
right?
be
Like
amazing.
I've been begging him, right?
That'd be amazing.
So when I get him, I'm gonna stick a pin in this discussion, right? And I'm gonna try to get him on here.
And you think he's? I'm sure he would think he's better than Kevin Durant all time. But I don't. I disagree. I don't think he is.
All right. Okay. Anyways, let me go eat my breakfast, and everyone have a good remainder of the day. I'll probably come back on later and watch a game or two. So let me catch up with y'all later.
All right.
All right.
Damn, I
Everybody
just
have
got
a
back
good day,
home
man.
too. All right.
All right, y'all.